Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning, everybody. It is 7 a.m. on Monday, August 28th, game week for LSU football. Today in Baton Rouge, expect cloudy skies with a high of 96. Coming up on OTB, we have a new edition of Weekend Winners at 8 a.m. Caroline Fenton joins the show at 8:30, and we talk the Hold the Mayo at 9:15. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome in. OTB, Monday, August 28th, 2023, which means but one thing, football's finally back. The NFL preseason is done. Week 0 of college football in the book. Week 1 around the corner. There is a ton to get to on today's show. I hope everyone had an excellent weekend. I hope everyone's ready to lock in for the next 6 months. Because it's that time. It's that time. What's going on, boys? How are we feeling today?
Feeling good. Vanderbilt, 1 win towards their over 3.5 win total.
Hell
We are trending in the right direction.
Hell yeah. Mari, what's up, dude? How you feel, man? How was calling the game yesterday?
It was a lot of fun, man. I said on the broadcast, I didn't think I'd get to call a Jimmy Graham touchdown in 2023, but here we are.
Here we are.
Is that your first ever?
Yes.
Oh, nice. I bet that was pretty cool.
It was cool.
If you're not watching at youtube.com/1045 ESPN, I had the old Jimmy Graham authentic on, okay? Because I don't know, is this the last time you're able to? Maybe so, maybe not. Either way, shout out Jimmy Graham. We'll talk Saints preseason. Taylor, what's up? You went to the game. How was it?
Yeah, we had a good time. Parking was absolutely terrible, but other than that,
lead
game
the
itself
Week
was
0
fun.
Monday show with parking complaints. This is how we're gonna win.
You asked me how it was. I know you might respond.
But y'all had a good time though. I mean,
we had a good time.
Fun? Okay, hell yeah, dude. That's what's up. All right, where do y'all boys want to start? Week 0 college football or the Saints? Should we put a bow on the Saints first since we're a local show,
we can go
more meat on the college football bone.
We can go Saints if you want to. Certainly, we usually wrap it up in hour 3 with Mayo's Saints thoughts as well.
Well, yeah, we'll circle back around with Mayo, but I'm just kind of thinking we'll give our because I don't think this goes over a segment, right? Because it's the third preseason game, we were talking before the show, and he's like, the O-line didn't look that good. It's like, well, yeah, but none of these are the O-linemen, right?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where you could really only focus on the individuals, and I think some stuff jumps out in that regard. I only watched the first half. Admittedly, I ended up checking out for the second half, but probably the guy that I felt like I saw make the most plays. Now Jimmy Graham had the 2 massive ones on the touchdown drive. That was awesome to see. But a guy who's also kind of on the edge of making this team, Jontre Kirkland,
he did.
had a really impactful night. I don't know how many catches he ended up with, but consistently they seem to love him in that quick screen game. He had a nice return in special teams. We all know what his host team's dog he was here at LSU. Again, this is it's weird though, right? Because like we said, Shaq Davis, we've talked about a lot, had some good moments. Jimmy Graham had good moments. It feels like almost everybody who was on the edge anyway had some good moments. So I don't know that Kirkland makes the team, but I felt like he put out excellent tape for all 32 teams in the NFL last night.
And he tore it up in the XFL as well before he got injured. I think he tore his pec You and I were talking
Yeah.
to him. I think, gosh, was that
No,
must
there
have
was
been
a
spring
Roughnecks
game.
fan that Mario sent. There was a Houston Roughnecks fan in all Roughnecks gear with a "Thank you, John Trey" sign from before the game, as they were undefeated when Kirkland was playing, and then went like 3-3 after he tore his pec or something.
He has proven that he's an NFL player. I think regardless,
Yes.
and you're right. Like, I don't know if it's on this team because this team's incredibly deep now. I think he's certainly made a case for the New Orleans Saints, but he is an NFL player. He has shown that, and he had another big night last night, and we know he will do anything to make the team. Whatever you ask that guy to do, he's going to do it. He had the great speech after the Texas Bowl when he was having to play quarterback for LSU. And so, yeah, I hope he makes the team. I hope he makes this team because, I mean, he's right there from the River Parish. It would be a great story for him to come back home. He's dealt with a couple things in his personal life. He lost his father, and so like this would be a great moment for him and his family.
I agree. I don't. I mean, let's math it out here.
Ooh, we're mathing it.
Well, didn't it sound like 45
Boy.
spots were already cemented going into the game? So it's 8
He put a
spots
number
left
on
for
it.
grabs. He did put a number on it, which I
I
thought was
have
interesting.
never heard that.
Yeah. But I mean, okay, just look at the wide receiver room, right? You're definitely keeping Mike Thomas, Olave, Rashid Shaheed. You're definitely keeping A.T. Perry, right?
Yeah, I think
His draft pick
You
and
drafted
everything
him, and he's
else.
played well. Yeah.
Is
He's
Traquan out?
I used to think it was a short thing. Definitely not a short thing anymore.
No. I mean, he's missed too much. It's not like he's been a game changer. There's some things he does well. Like, I'll back Mario up on that, but you haven't seen him. I mean,
Yeah, you haven't seen him at all.
so you can't count on him right now.
Because like Shaq Davis has practiced really well. We know we really like him. Obviously, John Trey has really made a name for himself last night, especially, but has been playing well. Am I missing any other
Bowden.
receivers? Okay, Lynn Bowden. Oh yeah, it kind of feels like he's maybe getting left out
And then
of this count.
Keith Kirkwood is.
And then Kirkwood's still out there.
But as you know, like they'll take a look at it and you'll see, okay, well, Keith Kirkwood, he caught a pass from Derek Carr in the only preseason. Yeah, but that's not going to just make him the team. And then you have to get into, okay, which one do you want running down on kickoff or as a gunner on punt? Do you want Keith Kirkwood or do you want John Trey Kirkland? So that those are the conversations that you have. And John Trey has shown he can have some returner ability as well.
Yeah.
They'll be close.
There's a lot to decide there. And then, I mean, you look at the tight end group, Jimmy Graham putting his best foot forward.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the back shoulder was going to be enough. But then in continuation with making me feel like I'm in college again, Graham straight up hits the basketball box out. Did y'all know that Jimmy Graham used to play basketball?
I've heard that
you
before,
could
yeah.
see those skills translating directly to the
way.
field there as he looked like, a guy on the low post, blocking out, easy tud, snagging the ball, just feeling significantly bigger than the DB. I mean, just big boy to him. But then what do you do at tight end, right? Because we still think that Foster Morrow is obviously making the team. Juwan Johnson's your one in terms of receiving capability. Taysom remains that weird kind of hybrid. And then even, Lucas Kroll probably, but I felt like he played well yesterday too.
He did, yeah. I'm looking at the box score. 7 receptions, 106 yards yesterday from Lucas Kroll.
So he took over.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean-
so like as good as Jimmy Graham was yesterday, Kroll probably had a better game.
I mean, Jake Hayner locked in on Kroll, though. I mean, he was like, I'm not throwing to anybody else in the fourth quarter.
He had
and
a
it
bunch-
cost him a couple of interceptions.
He did have a bunch of drops, though. Not to hate on
Yeah,
Kroll, but he could
earlier
have.
in the I remember. Did he have any last night? I remember 2
Yeah.
games ago he had the seam from James and everything.
He's been doing a good job getting himself open this preseason, and last night he had a nice game, but yeah, not the best hands on Kroll.
Another roster spot that, and we kind of talked about if it was bold, if Jake Hayner would have gone out and just balled out, and maybe if Jameis would have struggled, maybe there would have been a situation there. But Jake Hayner throws a couple of interceptions. Jameis actually played really well, and so now I think you keep 3 quarterbacks because I still think they like enough about Jake Hayner to keep him on the active roster. Because if you tried to hide him, he would get claimed pretty quick.
Yeah. And Jameis, this is definitely the last year of Jameis. Like everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Like it's not. It was surprising that it made another year, but this is the last one. I will say this. I finally have closed my book on my boy Jebu. I still love him. Still love JMO, but I really thought he was going to be Breeze 2.0. I thought we were going to see the same career regeneration that we saw from Drew Brees. There were so many parallels when they made their switches from their teams, and I thought the chaotic nature of where he was to the stability that he was entering. Now, granted, didn't end up as stable as Sean Payton pieced out after a year, but still, I really thought that we were going to see a similar story take place, and obviously it did not, and it never will. But that's okay.
It's okay.
Still
He
love you, Jameis.
and he'll still play in the NFL for a very long time.
Sure.
If you want to.
Sure. Other things to highlight from last night, Isaiah Foskey with a sack.
We found him.
How about it, dude?
We
Let's
found
go.
him.
Hey, look, I know we can be mean about it, but, he did it, and that's good. That's just – it's kind of like how we're going to talk about Notre Dame a little bit is, you can only do what you can with the opportunity you're given, and they maximized. I'm not going to say Foskey maximized it, but he finally showed up. I thought Brian Brzee had a really good game.
Mm-hmm.
He forced the pressure into the Malcolm Roach sack, forced fumble. He missed that other sack he should have had. But after looking a little like they were getting a little pushed around early on, Brzee seemed to come into his own as the game went on.
I think you have 6 defensive linemen right now that you feel really good about. You've got 4 defensive tackles, and you've got 2 ends, 2 edge guys. And you're waiting for another edge. And you're waiting for Foskey, young player, good sign that we saw him, because we're not trying to be funny. Every Saints reporter that we talked to is like, hey, I couldn't tell you. He hadn't flashed yet. Okay, so it's good to see him have a moment like that. And then Peyton Turner. I mean, that's the guy that we have talked about probably more than any player on the Saints roster outside of Derek Carr here leading up to the season. So you have really good – I mean, he did. He showed up, and you just need him to continue to try to stay healthy and to continue to be an impact player. He's not going to be a starter. It's going to be Granderson and Jordan, but when he comes in, just like Brian Brzee, what can you give us in that spurt of plays that you're going to be in there?
Yeah.
Because, Brzee's a luxury right now because you signed 2 veteran players that look like they're working out right now, and then when Brzzee's in there, we said it the other day, I think it was last week, hey, 20, 25 plays and just bat out of hell, just the entire time, hair on fire. And then Malcolm Roach continues to make plays. So, So you have 6 defensive linemen I think you feel really good about. You're waiting for 2 more to step up.
Yeah, Jalen Smith played well again, so you continue to feel good about the depth there. Alontae Taylor had that pass breakup on the C.J. Stroud dime on the first drive. That was as clinic tape as you will see, as Taylor doesn't even look back at the ball, but perfectly uses the physical context clues of the receiver to punch his hand in there right as the ball is dropping in. I mean, pitch perfect pass breakup by Alontae Taylor. C.J. Stroud looked pretty good.
He got named the starter, yeah. I mean, he was already, but he got officially named the starter. So you're going to have some young quarterbacks in the league this year, and the Saints play them all.
Yeah, that's true. They do play them all. Look, it was a night where like we said, most of the roster's already set. We talked about it on Friday. Kind of felt like the preseason in many ways was done. Where the night gets interesting to me is it felt like almost everybody who needed to have a big game or who was trying to make this team actually did. Set up some very tough decisions for the New Orleans Saints today. And so I'll be very interested to see how exactly this final 53 shakes out. Here, I'll leave you with this because we're going to move on to Week 0 college football talk next. Here is my favorite stat of the night, and it is the NFC South quarterback statistical comparison. Did y'all see this graphic? No, if you were at the game, you did not, because it's on the broadcast. They compared Derek Carr to the combined statistical output of the other 3 amigos in the South, Baker Mayfield, Desmond Ridder, and
Bryce Young.
Obviously, no starts Young, but Derek Carr, for starts, 142 career starts to Derek Carr, to 73 for that of the Amigos. Pass yards, 35,000 for Derek Carr to 17,000 for the Amigos. Pass touchdowns, 217 for Derek Carr to 104 for the other 3. And I don't say this you could be like, well, yeah, Bryce Young's never played and doesn't really. I understand this. I'm not saying this to say those players are bad. I'm saying this to once again double down and reinforce just how big of an advantage the New Orleans Saints have here. And so when you hear expectations like should be NFC South champions, maybe fight to win 11 games, that is why you have a distinct advantage at the most important position in all of football, okay? You have to take advantage of it. If Dennis Allen cannot, then that's it.
Well,
And Pete Carmichael cannot, then that's it.
That's it.
And regardless of what you think of Carr, like experience alone, because if you look at these numbers, they're almost all Baker Mayfield's numbers.
Yeah, I know. That's the kind of funny. Yes, that's a little bit of the kind of mucking up the sauce here a little bit. But yes, it is all Baker because
Smoke and mirrors.
Desmond and
It's okay,
Bryce
though.
haven't played.
Hey,
but that's the point.
the graphic
is that they
is the
haven't
graphic,
played.
okay?
That's the point, though, that they haven't
right.
played. And the point is the guy who has played at Baker Mayfield does not have nearly the amount of success that Derek Carr does. Though Baker is becoming the 5th quarterback ever, tied for the record, to start for his 3rd different team on day 1 for the 3rd season in a row. So a bit of always the bride, or what is it, always the bridesmaid, never the bride for Baker ever since he's gotten out of his original.
Okay, so he goes Browns, Panthers, and then now Bucks.
Yeah.
And he played for the Rams as well.
But nobody's ever started. So 5 different quarterbacks now. He's the 5th. Have done it 3 years, or nobody's ever done it 4.
Yeah.
So ideally, Baker needs to figure a way out of Tampa and become another starting quarterback next year and set the record. But we'll see.
If he's out of Tampa, he's not starting anywhere.
Well, and that's what happened to the previous ones as well, right? So we'll see if next year we'll revisit this. No, we won't. Mark, did you want to say something? I thought maybe okay.
Not really. Glad preseason is over. I agree with y'all. It was good to see the rookie defensive lineman make an impact. Hopefully they carry that momentum into the season.
All right, when we get back here, let's talk a little week 0 overreactions. We have many here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Get Gordon and get it done. So Mekhi Wingo, we'll talk about it later, Joe. Mekhi Wingo, the All-American, getting number 18. Also, Mekhi Wingo getting number 888888888. As if you go on Gordon McKernan's Instagram right now, the latest video is Gordon sitting down with Mekhi and picking his brain and asking about, what is a SWAT leader, the offseason program, how do you have someone really just giving you insight into the makeup of the man who will now rock the most legendary number for LSU. So go check him out online at Get Gordon. Remember, a few more days to get your billboard entries in as well. And if you need somebody who's going to fight for you, whatever area code you want, 888-8888.
Yeah, we need to get together and come up with our own billboard. I think us 4 minds in here can maybe come up with one that finishes at least in the top 5. We'll see if we can get it done. You're always going to finish number 1 with Gordon, though. Remember, area code in Louisiana, no matter where you're at, follow by 888-8888.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs.
Hunt, join me for a Monday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. We will have Brian Kelly press conference quotes, and it's game week. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Saints just wrapped up the preseason, and college football dipped its toe in the water. A little just a tip with CFB this weekend, and it was quite enjoyable. If you ask me, the biggest takeaways, one potential contender looked better than ever, and one potential contender looked like the old Led Zeppelin song. The song remains the same. I guess, where this show should start is where the team that we've talked about, we haven't talked a lot of Notre Dame there, so we'll get to Notre Dame, but we have talked a lot of USC on this show. And the I had the Bill Plaschke headline written down, but did I not put it in there? I don't think the actual headline's in there. Damn. But the Bill Plaschke headline.
No, you have it.
Where is it? Oh, no, that's what I'm saying. I don't actually. His headline was not USC still sucks. That was my headline. Bill Plaschke had a headline about there's no defense for the defense. I've bungled all of this.
If he had USC still sucks.
Either way, the LA Times said it best, right? Basically, the entire Plaschke article is just an exasperated sigh of frustration. Talking about how this should have been the moment where you come out here, you kind of announce your presence to the world. It's a nice little warm-up against San Jose. The offense comes out and rolls, and Caleb Williams on his the Heisman follow-up campaign just looks unbeatable, and the defense and Alex Grinch looks changed, and all of a sudden USC should be talked about in the same way that we're going to talk about Notre Dame today, and yet instead, again, it's basically just one giant exasperated sigh as the defense did not look improved at all, looked as bad as ever. Nearly 400 total yards given up, a 72 touchdown drive in the first quarter, 75 in the third, and 4-play 85-yard touchdown drive to end the game. They didn't look big up front. They didn't look that much different. Just And the stadium felt it. The stadium felt silent and angry and sullen. It's weird that you could win as much as you did by the final score, but really not a great day for the Trojans.
No, and yeah, look, Caleb Williams did Caleb Williams things. He threw for 278 and 4 touchdowns. We knew that could happen. We knew that was probably going to happen. But when you look at what San Jose State did, I mean, their quarterback was efficient, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. And really, to me, it's more the rushing total. San Jose State ran 27 times for 198, 7.3 yards a carry, T-Bob. And I swear to God, if somebody's like, oh, but one of those, 57-yard runs makes up a lot of that. I'm like, okay, do you want him to fall down after 20 yards? Do you want him to fall down after 30 yards? No, they gave up a 57-yard run, so that counts in the count, okay? So, and look, he had 6 for 108, their leading rusher. Their second leading rusher had 10 for 52. That's 5.2 yards a carry. And you can even go to the defense, and it's like, well, okay, what about the guys they brought in? Maybe they didn't make enough plays. Well, actually, they kind of did. Like Mason Cobb, he had 6 tackles, 2 tackles for loss. Anthony Lucas had his first 2 tackles for loss in the history of his college football career. Bear Alexander had half a sack, okay? So those guys made plays, but like I told you all offseason, doesn't really matter. It wasn't enough. It wasn't the things that were going to help you because you still had Grinch calling the defense, and that's a problem. Yeah. And you also, you had players that their high school ratings were the best thing about them to this point, and they made plays, so good on them, but it's just not enough. You didn't make the wholesale changes that you had to make. You brought in 3 or 4 guys, and then you still had the same guy and Alex Grinch calling plays. And so if I'm a USC fan, and not that San Jose State is awful, but they shouldn't be running for 200 yards on you.
No, and they're actually not that good. They're okay.
They were I think they won 7 games last year.
We looked it up. They were 7-5. They're all right. But USC is supposed to be a potential title contender.
Yes, and with the ease that San Jose State ran the football would give me worry.
It's like I would say, Navy's better than San Jose State, no? Maybe close?
Splitting hairs, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know how good Notre Dame is yet, but Navy did not look good the other day.
I know what you're trying to say, though. It's like if those 2 teams played, it wouldn't be one way or the other. It'd probably be, in Notre Dame.
The point is, one team showed you how to handle a subpar opponent, and the other did not. And so it's not crapping on San Diego State, it's not crapping on San Jose State to say that USC should have been much more successful against them. Yeah, and it's weird because when the transfers do make plays, well, then it has to. Then immediately the focus goes to Alex Grinch.
Yeah, because if they didn't make the plays, you'd be like, oh, wait, they're fine in their way. They'll be okay. It's like, no, sir, we know where to look.
I'd have made Alex Grinch get a taxi home. I would have Lane Kiffin him, fired him right there on the field, and just gotten a new D coordinator week 1. It was kind of funny. So this comes from the LA Times piece by Plasky. Afterwards, Coach Lincoln Riley, surely weary of defending his pal Grinch, displayed equal parts resignation and frustration that this once again is an issue. I asked him if he was already concerned about the defense. He sighed. Quote, "Here we go. Everybody's going to write the narrative after the first game," he said. "Listen, it's going to be a climb. It's going to be a climb." Here's my problem with that quote.
Going to be a climb.
It's not a narrative. It's not a movie script. Nobody's making this up out of thin air. Bill Plasky didn't write the script for USC's defense to continue to suck. It's not a narrative. You control the narrative. We talk about it all the time. Football is one of the last remaining meritocracies on planet Earth where you get what you deserve based on your results. If the defense is good, then nobody can say anything. But when the entire focus is making the defense better the entire offseason, you come out and you look awful just when you look exactly the same and then answer the exact same questions in the exact same ways after the game, that's not your actions are creating that narrative. Nobody else is. So don't get mad at the media. Don't get exasperated. Understand that you are getting exactly what you deserve. What the product you're putting out there deserves.
When you have a product like T's talking about that is so close to being elite and great, and you have one deficiency, and then you have 7-8 months to fix that deficiency, and now in college football, you can do that. You no longer have to hope a freshman comes in and, is a Harold Perkins and can save your defense. You don't have to like go to junior college and hope that the guy that was in junior college for whatever reason comes in because he's an older guy and he fixes your defense. No, you can go get Barry Alexander and have him in an apartment that T-Bob and I put our money together. We'd have a hard time paying the rent on.
Yeah.
You see that thing?
Yeah, no, I don't think.
My gosh. Okay, so my point is, when you have the time, when you have 8 months, and with the rules the way they are, and you're at USC, you have the resources to fix it and to fix it fast. And so if you don't want questions like that, and you are so close to being great and elite, and you still, it's malpractice, and you didn't fix the things, and a lot of times it's because of your boy, you're loyal to a fault, then you're going to get those questions. It's on you. It's on no one else. You had that opportunity. Now you have time. You've got Nevada. You've got Stanford with a new coach, and I think Troy Taylor's a really good coach. I don't know what that's going to look like, but you have a new coach in Stanford who's a bad football team. You've got Arizona State, who has a starting freshman quarterback, although who knows what that's going to be. He's got a quarterback whisperer as his head coach, but still, you're going to have every opportunity in that game. Then you've got Colorado on the road. We don't know what that's going to look like. You have opportunities to fix it, but after what we saw on Saturday against San Jose State, running the ball for over 7 yards a carry, I don't think that's going to get fixed.
I feel like an a-hole. But at least one thing that is making me feel better is feeling really good about my Huskies now. Okay? Everybody else in the Pac-12, if you're one of the Oregon boys, if you're a Washington boy, maybe even a Utah fella, you got to feel better after week one, as the improvement of the USC defense was just like Hollywood, all smoke and mirrors. Okay? Fake at the end of the day.
We on Friday we went across, and I'd actually love to go across this room and kind of do the same thing. We had to pick who was going to make every conference championship game and then who was going to win that game. And Bobby and I both went Washington, but I went Washington versus Utah. He went Washington versus Oregon, and we had, of course, USC people tweeting the show, mad, angry. You didn't show me anything that makes me feel bad. In fact, I feel, to T-Bob's point, I feel better about choosing Washington, even better about leaving them out of the Pac-12 championship game after this point. Is it an overreaction? Maybe so. We'll see. But there was nothing that made me feel like you fixed the issues that you had, and the rest of the teams around you, they did.
This is Overreaction Monday, of course.
That's what we're supposed to do.
Week 0. All right, when we get back, let's talk more week 0. We'll talk about the other side, the game in Ireland that took place, as well as all SEC football. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my last dime. Come on, in Baton Rouge. I'm ready, what you put me on through. Gotta send my love down to
Bayou Ford has $8,000 off MSRP, plus 1.9% financing on new 23 Ford F-150 XLT trucks, along with Bayou Ford's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
New breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
After further review with Matt Moscona, weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 5 brands on one lot. Shop BayouAutomotive.com.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Monday's AFR, presented by Relief Windows. It's game week. Brian Kelly meets with the media to preview LSU Florida State. We'll let you hear everything the coach has to say. Join us, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Emil says, is the most improvement comes between week 1 and week 2, or is Grinch a lost cause? Or is Lincoln Riley a lost cause in terms of facilitating a good enough defense to win a championship? I am not giving them any benefit of the doubt anymore. I mean, not after that. If they want to improve between week 1 and week 2, that's their prerogative. But no, I will not sit here and predict that. I feel comfortable saying Grinch is a lost cause. I'm still not there with Lincoln if he can ever figure out the right man for the defense, and they're immediately going to be good. But
Lincoln's okay. Just make the move that Dabo made to get Garrett Riley this offseason when Dabo was loyal to a fault.
Yeah,
you should have made that this last offseason, and you didn't.
Well, isn't that kind of the thing? It's like Alex Grinch is a lost cause, but we kind of already knew that. If Lincoln doesn't get rid of Alex Grinch, then he is as well.
He's an enabler.
Yes.
Yeah, he's not.
Mario's line.
He's not quite a lost cause, but yes, I know what you're saying. I mean, it's his biggest. I mean, it would be the biggest attack angle you have on Lincoln Riley for sure. His biggest weakness.
Again, though, if he's I never would have thought Dabo would have made the move to bring in Garrett Riley. It just he hadn't done that in a long. It had been since Brent Venables came over as DC, since he had made a move like that, and it looked like he was just going to try to continue to do it the same way. And I think even though they had a really good year last year, it wasn't to the standard that they had created. And so he's like, I have to do something. And then he did the biggest something, maybe the biggest offensive coordinator hire in college football. So it feels like that has to happen.
Yeah, and they had a good year, but not their offense wasn't very good.
Right,
Like,
they won the league,
games,
yeah.
but their offense was not very good.
Yeah.
So, which again, almost exactly like USC, right? Had a very good year, but the defense was not very good. Didn't make a move. So really disappointing for week one, for their week one. The complete inverse of what you saw out of USC that night was what you saw out of Notre Dame to start the game, to start the season, as the Fighting Irish in Ireland looked perfect. I have some week 0 Notre Dame overreactions, and you got to tell me if you agree with them or not. Sam Hartman is the best Notre Dame quarterback since Joe Montana.
Yeah, take that, Brady Quinn.
I mean, for real though, what did Brady Quinn win? Did they even win a Sugar Bowl?
They got their ass beat in a Sugar Bowl.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Jimmy Clausen put up numbers.
Jimmy Clausen don't put up anything. Shut up.
Could
every
we
Clausen
say
can go fly a kite.
Could
Every
we
one of
say
He committed out of high school in front of the College Football Hall of Fame. He got nowhere close to attaining that level of success.
Could we say he's the best Notre Dame quarterback since Brady Quinn?
No, I'm putting him over Brady Quinn.
I mean, that's fine.
Already.
And I agree with you. Brady Quinn didn't win anything, but Sam Hartman technically hasn't either.
But he's going there. That's my point. It's called. So, well, you have to say, are you with me or not? Because he is
Rick
the
Minor.
best since Joe Montana.
I think he's a better quarterback than Brady Quinn, yes.
Yeah, I'll give him that.
Look, Sam Hartman came out here, and it's not like, okay, the stats are one thing. It's a beautifully sexy, efficient, trim stat line. 19
we get
of
it. He's good looking,
23,
T-Bob.
251, 4 touchdowns, no picks. I mean, just basically a perfect game. In fact, I'd love to see if the pass rating achieved that, like a high score that you can get. But that's so Chad's stat line, to be sure. But that's not what jumps off the screen to me. It's the intangibles. It's understanding that this is a man who left the slow mesh, walked into a complete new environment, complete new offense earlier this year, and then came out and looked as in command as he did on Saturday, Jake. 5 touchdown drives to start the game.
Yep.
5 for 5. Marching up and down. Again, I don't care about the stats as much as I care about the feel. He was a maestro out there. He was orchestrating the entire ordeal. To just get there a few months ago and to have that level of control and trust from your teammates and your coaches, that's that QB1 confidence, belief, the intangibles that separate guys from others. That's like what Joe Burrow had. That's how he was able to come over and immediately find so much success. It's not to say that Hartman's going to be Joe Burrow, because I don't think so. But and I just love it. Look, tough. I mean, willing to stay in there, take the big hit to deliver the ball. 31 straight games with a touchdown throw now to go back 2 stats, the longest active streak in the FBS. Sam Hartman, best Notre Dame quarterback.
Yeah, did he cost us a huge parlay at one time?
No, the defense
at Wake
did.
Forest?
The defense did. That was
Maybe
not.
so,
that was not
but,
Sam.
We are big fans of Sam Hartman here on the show for his play. I'm gonna list a couple of quarterbacks, single season passing record guys at Notre Dame, and you tell me, T-Bob, if you would take him. All right, Brady Quinn.
Yeah, I'll go Hartman.
Jimmy Clausen.
Easily Hartman.
Everett Golson.
Hartman.
Tommy Reese.
Hartman.
Jack Cohen.
Hartman.
Ian Book.
Hartman.
Deshaun Kaiser.
Hartman.
Steve Berline.
Steve Berline was probably a beast in college, was he?
He threw, well, I mean, at the time, he threw for 6,500 career yards. He doesn't have any, he's not in the top 10 single season, but he didn't really throw the football like that.
Okay, well, Hartman.
Rick Meyer.
Now we're getting into, I don't know, like names.
He was a big, high Seattle Seahawks, like big time NFL prospect kind of guy. Ron Pallas.
No.
Jarius Jackson. He was like 96, 97, played against LSU.
No, I think we're getting too deep.
That's kind of.
Just Sam Hartman
is
the answer over all of them, obviously. I mean, all those guys from the Kelly era they mentioned were all right. None of them were like statistically overwhelming.
God, Brady Quinn's the career leading passer at Notre Dame by like 3,000 yards.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm pretty sure he's like a 3-year starter, so that makes
Yeah,
that makes
and they
sense.
won a lot of games. They were good. They put up numbers.
Well, look, I'll tell you what, like, if you watch that Notre Dame game over the weekend, though, what I liked about Hartman, his pocket presence was great. He delivered the ball, but he opened everything up for the rest of the offense.
Yeah.
Aldrich Estime had himself a day at running back. He averaged 5.9 a carry, had 120 all-purpose yards with a touchdown. I mean, Hartman in that offense opens up that Notre Dame running game because that's always a team that kind of has lived or died by that running game. The past couple years, they haven't had the passing attack to spread out that box, and they have it now, and Estime looked really good as well.
They tried to force it last year. When they got good was when they finally just like, we don't have a quarterback. We're just going to run it.
I'm glad you said that because someone on Twitter asked me the question about like Notre Dame and their offense or USC's defense. Like, is it an overreaction to Notre Dame's offense or to USC's defense? And I answer back, look, if Notre Dame has to, they'll line up in 12 personnel, turn around, and they'll hand the football off, and they'll be efficient.
Yeah.
Because they did it last year. When they were at Syracuse, they couldn't throw the football, and they said, the hell with it. We're going to play big boy football. And then they actually went on a run, only losing to USC in that run. They beat Clemson in that run. They beat South Carolina in a bowl game, and that was the offense. Turn around, 12 personnel, hand it off. So I know they have an alternative. USC didn't have that alternative.
No.
So if we're overreacting, I'm going to go USC still because I know Notre Dame can play a different style. This is something we didn't know that we knew Sam Hartman could do it, but we didn't know it all worked together. And so far, it's one game. It's Navy. I get it. But still, it looked like a different offense.
Again.
New coordinator as well.
Less hyperbolic. Legitimately, easily the best quarterback they've had since Brady Quinn. So in about 15 years. Almost 20 years now, actually.
Chill.
All right, when we get back, let's wrap up our Week 0 overreactions here on OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Community Steel Co. Community Steel Co. I'm so pumped to be doing commercials for Community Steel, man. I went out there and was touring the facilities in Gonzales the other day, and I was absolutely blown away. You will be as well when you see it for yourself. And it's not just like, well, first off, giant warehouses to make all your purlin tube and everything you need. A ton more being built as well. So really like exploding out of vibrant life and activity. But it's the people, man. It is the community of Community Steel, right? The live and local sales team that you're going to be working with to get whatever your needs are, whether you're a contractor, a roofer, you just want to put something up personally at your house. They actually have the steel buildings they sell, Jake. They have them built out there almost like a model home. So you can go feel it, you can go touch it, then you get it. So all your steel needs, you want Community Steel Company. Jake, give them the number.
225-647-2020. And remember, you're talking to somebody local. They're going to pick up the phone. They're in that building that T-Bob's talking about when they answer the phone. 225-647-2020.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP on new 23 Ram 1500 trucks, all with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day.
Hunt, join me for a Monday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. We will have Brian Kelly press conference quotes, and it's game week. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. T-Bob, Jake, Mario, and Taylor hanging out with you today. Week 0 overreactions. Notre Dame is a playoff team. Will make the playoff. The Notre Dame defense holding Navy to just 169 total yards, a far cry from last year where they jumped out to a 35-13 lead, only to barely hang on 35-28. You know Marcus Freeman is going to have that defense playing well. Now Hartman's fixed the offense. One of the big kind of push or pull games that's going to decide their fate is coming up in week 6 against USC. Got to feel like Notre Dame's going to smash that now after what you just witnessed. Notre Dame, legit playoff team? Yes? No? You got Isaiah Foskey out here getting sacks? Feels like a good weekend for the Irish.
Sure. But no, all jokes aside, like they're already 13th. And
exactly.
They've got, look, they have options now offensively. They didn't have that last year. I mean, Pine was their quarterback for a majority of the year. He goes to Arizona State, gets beat out by a true freshman. Buckner goes to Alabama, and I don't think he's going to win that job. This is by far the best quarterback that's been there in a long time, going back to our conversation last segment. It opens things up. Sam Hartman can do things those guys just could not do. And again, if they want to, they can go back to the style that they ran a year ago because they still have those pieces as well. And so they're going to have the opportunity. They played 3, 6, and 9 in the preseason polls.
If they go 11-1, if they go 11-1, they will make the playoffs. With Sam Hartman,
I tend to agree, depending on
go 11-1.
Unless something crazy happened in the Big Ten. If you had Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, a combination of that. If you had LSU or Georgia in the SEC and they had one loss, then maybe a different conversation. But if things play out like they normally do, yes, a one-loss Notre Dame absolutely gets in.
Marcus Freeman is.
Are we going to talk about Vanderbilt?
Marcus Freeman's an elite coach. True or false? And then Vanderbilt.
Well, elite. I think good.
Top 3 coach in the country to me.
Oh, God.
I mean, look at Saturday, dude.
I mean, as far as like handsomeness, probably.
Well, easily there.
But no,
he's number 1.
He's a good coach. I can't give him great just yet.
He's elite. Number 1, and him and Hartman make up the best-looking coach-quarterback combo in the entire country. It's not even close.
There you go.
All right, Vandy, getting it done. Dub, 35-28 over Hawaii. Great job by the Doors, holding it down at home. This is a game that I actually did not get to watch, unfortunately.
Well, I had a lightning delay for, it felt like an hour. It might have not been an hour. The stadium, they had the scoreboard up on 2 cranes holding it up.
It's
like a makeshift.
Cranes, you don't say.
In Nashville.
Couldn't be.
But look, they're growing, okay? They're growing finally there. And Vanderbilt crushed Hawaii last year. And when you watch this one, the thing that's troublesome to me is, one, Hawaii kind of went back to, hey, we're going to throw it all over the place. But Vanderbilt not being able to run the ball. And Ray Davis was their guy last year. He's now Kentucky's guy. And they ran the ball 26 times, for 1.5 yards a carry.
Mm-hmm. Nowhere to go but up.
You can't do that against Hawaii. That is not going to get it done. And your guy, who was a 1,000-yard rusher, who was a really good player, I think the rest of the SEC, we've been trying to tell you how good Devin Leary was and how good Ray Davis was. And I think this is a perfect example of how good Ray Davis is.
So do you feel better or worse about Vanderbilt exiting this game? Sounds like you feel worse because of the rushing attack alone.
I do. I feel worse about it. We just need 3 more, though.
What about Hawaii? What's
better.
Their kind of expectations? What's their over under win total, actually?
I think 5.5.
Yeah, that's an encouraging performance for them. And
No,
Timmy
it
Chang.
is.
They almost won onside kick at the end, but your boy was out of bounds.
I know. Ooh.
Shout out Timmy Chang.
We needed this one to get to 4, boys.
Sam Hartman, the best quarterback since Timmy Chang in the NCAA. Easily. All right, we got
even Colt Brennan?
We got weekend winners and Caroline Fenton coming up in hour number 2, so keep it locked right here on OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Shout out Rejuve Medical. Saw Renato now firmly on the Rejuve Medical team. He was talking about his own journey with HRT. Look, maybe HRT's for you, okay? And again, that's a young former professional athlete that I'm talking about there. Like, there's no shame in it, right? Maybe you have high T, maybe you have low T, but the point is, whatever your body needs, wherever it's aging, why not fight it? Why not fix it? Like, why just let it do it? Be your best self. Maximize your potential with Rejuve Medical. And they have a ton of different services that they offer that can get you there. The bottom line is, go meet them, go get a consultation, draw your lab, see exactly where your body's efficient, and let them customize a plan for you. RejuveMeMedical.com.
Go to the website and get a consultation set up because, like T-Bob said, there's a lot of different things that could be going on with you, and you don't know until you get to the bottom of it. And so that consultation is set up there for you to help you out. Again, top right corner of the website, RejuveMeMedical.com.
Officially, it's a fridge full of beer. Unofficially, it's free AC. Coors Light, the official beer of everything unofficial.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch, Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walk.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job Hudco can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call Hudco Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Good morning, everybody. It is 8 a.m. on Monday, August 28th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect cloudy skies with a high of 96. Coming up on OTB, we have a new edition of Weekend Winners. Coming up next, Caroline Fenton joins the show at 8:30, and we talk to Hold the Mayo at 9:15. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel, and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Talked a little Saints preseason, hour 1, as well as all of our week 0 overreactions. If you want to check that out, there's, of course, always the Off the Bench Saints channel and the OTB LSU channel, which, if you want to help the boys out, go like, sub to the channels, all that stuff, or just rewind the live stream if you want to check that out as well. It is hour 2, and we got a new weekly guest that we're going to debut today, Caroline Fenton, LSU grad, doing radio in Nashville, also doing radio now on Sirius with Jake. So she's got very top-notch SEC knowledge, and so we will pick her brain. We'll get into some of the number 18 and number 7 discussions this hour as well. But for now, let's start hour 2 like we do every single week with some weekend winners.
That's how winning is done.
That's right! We can't have anyone freak out there, okay? We've got to keep our composure. We've got too far.
I'm by winning. I win here and I win there. Now what?
Are you doing what it takes to win a championship?
Wow, winning.
Well, then I guess there's only one thing left to do. What's that? Win the whole thing.
How many, like, what's the age cutoff for still appreciating the Charlie Sheen winning stuff?
Probably
You know
around
what I'm talking
my
about?
age, I would think.
Right?
Maybe a little bit
Do
younger.
you know about it, Taylor? Do you remember
I've seen
that?
Major League probably 20 times.
No, not that. That's actually Jake Taylor.
Yeah, Jake Taylor.
That's not
No,
Charlie
no.
Sheen.
No,
That's
the
Tom
buy-
Burns.
I'm talking about
Bernstein?
the
No, Tom
Bernstein?
Berenger.
No, I'm talking about the buy winning. Like when he was
Yeah, like
when he
winning.
was when he was on 2.5 Men.
Yeah,
he's making
I mean,
all the
I
money,
was-
super famous. He's like smoking crack and like
I
being
was
crazy.
probably a junior in high school when that happened.
Ruined a great show. I used to love 2.5 Men.
But Taylor's got a little old school in him, so he knows the Jake Taylor line. There's only one thing left to do.
Yeah, true.
That was the 80s. So
All right, whatever. That's just an aside. My first weekend winner, the Notre Dame Irish fans, man. You probably, if you went to that game in Dublin, like, you are still on cloud nine. First off, you got to go to Ireland for a week. All of the images coming out of the city were incredible. It was packed with Notre Dame fans. Everybody drinking beer. One of the best beer snakes I've ever seen at a live sporting event would later take place inside of the stadium. And then, unlike the USC fans, who we described as basically a giant collective exasperated sigh, Saturday felt more like a coronation or a crowning, a coming out party, if you will, a quinceañera for your team, deciding that, you know what, I'm an adult now and I'm ready to make the playoff. Okay, so shout out Notre Dame Fighting Irish fans. How could you not be a winner on this Monday?
My weekend winner is actually going to stay in week 0, T, but it's going to go to the other teams that no one's going to talk about today here on this show or really any other show. I'm going to go first off. Let's go Jacksonville State. They beat UTEP 17-14 in their first game in the FBS. First game in Conference USA. It was a conference game. Shout out to Rich Rod. They get the victory there. Shout out to UMass. They were supposed to be the worst team in all of the FBS, and they actually win 41-30. Shout out to the Aztecs of San Diego State. They play Ohio in their home stadium. They get it done 20-13.
Oh, yeah.
And then finally, go Dogs. Louisiana Tech, down all game long, finds a way at home to come back against Florida International. That is a Conference USA game as well. They win 22-17 and have a little bit of a comeback there because it looked
I was with a bunch of
looked a little scary there for a while. They're supposed to win that game by double digits.
I was with a bunch of dog grads. It was a bit of Monroe birthday party.
Oh, yeah.
And,
was it just like walking around like go
everybody
Dogs?
was stressed out, gathered around the TV, and we started hitting with the dogs down. just to mess with them a little bit. I swear, my pinky feels like it's dislocated every time I try to do that.
Is that the one that you hurt in Atlanta?
Yeah, but it's good now. It's pretty good now.
I don't know, man. That dog is.
No, it's good.
That dog's barking.
It's not straight Booger McFarland, but it's not. It doesn't hurt constantly anymore. All right, weekend winners.
Lost an all-time great over the weekend. Rest in peace, Bob Barker. 35-year host of The Price is Right. We all kind of grew up with him. He's the king of sick days. You know, if you were sick from school, you were going to stay home and watch Price is Right. Legendary figure. Rest in peace, Bob Barker.
Yeah, almost made it to 100, man.
Yeah, almost 99 on the dot.
Damn, rip Bob Barker.
A lot of people know him just from Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, honestly, that's how I was introduced to him. Like, I knew about Price is Right, but my first introduction to Bob Barker was The Price is Wrong, B word.
It's funny you can amass this incredible career.
B word.
You can amass this incredible career and the things that you'll end up being known about, right? Like, a lot of kids probably know him as having something to do with neutering dogs because Family Guy jokes, but I don't even really understand them fully. But, like, that's, like, some of the knowledge that I have. But shout out Bob Barker, rest in peace, friends and family. I actually saw a pretty cool post from Vanna White talking about when she moved there in the 80s, or in, like, 1980. It's her as a contestant on Price is Right.
Oh.
Introducing Vanna White to the game show world, which we all know where that went. Taylor, what you got?
Yeah, I'm going to give a weekend winner to a Chicago Bears quarterback, and it is not Justin Fields. I'm going Tyson Bagent, the undrafted rookie. So P.J. Walker was signed to the Bears, 2-year deal, $4.5 million to be their backup.
Yeah. $2 million guaranteed.
Well, P.J. Walker got cut yesterday.
I know.
Part of it is because of Tyson Bagent. 69% completion throughout the preseason. He's shown the scrambling ability as well. Yesterday, he was actually, Saturday, the first player off the bench to replace Justin Fields. So he's kind of the leader in that QB2 battle with him and Nathan Peterman. He's definitely going to make this team, so shout out to Tyson Bagent.
Good for P.J. Walker getting paid because I still feel like somebody's going to take P.J. Walker. But good for Bagent, dude.
How about for Jim Nagy of the Senior Bowl? Brought him into the Senior Bowl last year.
Okay, Jim.
Right? And kind of saw what he could do. Had a good week there, and now kind of giving them a little validation of bringing him into Mobile. Remember, his dad was the professional arm wrestler at the Senior Bowl.
Oh, yeah. Someone's going to be like first overall and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hell yeah, man.
So maybe he was onto something.
That'd be so funny if he replaces Justin Fields. I mean, it can't, but that'd be, we'll see.
I mean, he could.
But the organization would never do it.
No.
The organization's pot committed with Fields.
Be a Trey Lance situation.
No, but Fields is already at least proven more than Lance.
Is Aiden O'Connell the new Brock Purdy?
Yeah,
Feels like
he
it.
very well might
Feels
be.
like
I mean,
he's
you look
going
at the
to be.
rookie quarterbacks in the preseason. By far, the best performance out of all of them is Aiden O'Connell.
I mean, how else does Purdue win the Big Ten West last year?
He was a stud for 2 years.
Also, Purdue, you got to feel bad about them now.
I don't know who they're going to be. They brought in
Gonna be
Graham
bad.
Harrell.
That's fine. Their death comes at a time where Nebraska can consume them, so it's all fine. We need that. My next weekend winner, Simone Biles. Shout out the U.S. legend. Won a record 8th all-around title at the U.S. Gymnastics Championship. 26 years old. Might as well be 52 out there. She's like Tom Brady, still playing football at 40. That is the oldest woman to ever win the all-around crown. And remember, this is all after taking a couple of years off. She kind of got the yips last Olympics. She's now back. She's the U.S. champion, and she's getting ready to go to, she's getting ready for the Olympics coming up here next year in Paris. Shout out Simone Biles, weekend winner.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny that is that age in that sport.
Yeah, 26.
The fact that I mean, there's some sports where age is completely different, but that is wild. 26 years old. I failed to mention this when I was talking about UMass earlier, weekend winner. It was their first road win in 24 games. So I need to get that out there as well. First time they've won on the road in 24 games. And so they were supposed to be the worst. Turns out they're not the worst, and they finally break a streak. Weekend winner, just rookie quarterbacks in general. I mean, we've been talking about them. Carolina, you got Houston, you got Indy. All rookie quarterbacks are going out there week one starters. And I know it's kind of become the trend now. It's kind of what happens. But that is a lot of pressure on those three players. And then we're talking about other players that potentially could, as rookies, maybe push to get some playing time. I mean, Aiden O'Connell, like Jimmy G, has shown he can't stay healthy for a full season.
Yeah.
And so we could get another rookie quarterback there. And I can't imagine that pressure. I did not start until week, I think, 6 or 7 of my rookie year, and that was fullback. And I'm not a nervous person, and I remember the nerves of that. And so I cannot imagine what a week one rookie starter at that position is going to look like. But hey, weekend winner, you went out there, and it is now your job.
Boys.
We talked about it briefly, but Jimmy Graham deserves a lot of love. I think 3 catches, 34 yards, had a touchdown. Important thing is he's healthy. You know, he had that medical episode, but good to see him back with the team. I think he will make the team, and it looks like he might make an impact. You know, step slower, 36 years old, but he still has those hands.
Hey, back shoulder looked like a thing of perfection, as did the box out, using some of that basketball origin to his advantage. Taylor, you got anything else?
I have a weekend loser, and it's a little bit of a fun one because, I mean, they're not really a weekend loser, but we're going to give it to the Baltimore Ravens. After 23 consecutive preseason wins, they've now lost 2 straight. So weekend losers, Baltimore Ravens.
Harbaugh lost a team. Streak. Some are asking.
Yeah,
he has.
It's a fair question.
Mario's like, oh, you bastards, I lost money.
Yeah. Did you stop? Did you gamble again on the Ravens?
No.
Okay.
We rode the streak as long as we could. Like I said, don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened.
Shout out Victor Hovland, weekend winner. Won the Tour Championship 2 tournaments in a row. But look, if you're a golf fan, there are some really good pieces out there in Hovland right now. Actually, Brody Miller's writing full-time now golf for The Athletic. He has an awesome piece breaking down just like what's kind of different about Hovland and just how, you know, some of these other guys are so intense or like so intimidating, and he's just kind of out there smiling, just having fun, just seeming totally chill as he shoots a 63 to win $18 million. That's where the winner comes in there. Weekend winner fantasy football players, you know, have no more preseason to worry about, right? No more BS injuries that are maybe going to screw up teams that you've already drafted or anything. So shout out to everyone who made it through that. And then shout out to all the USC haters, as obviously you got validated on Saturday as the USC defense, the song remains the same. We had some weekend winners in the chat.
What was Aaron's take? Have you talked to him about USC yet? Because he is maybe the biggest fan out there of people that I follow.
He is very, very high on Caleb Williams. We will discuss it on Snaps today. But no, I've not gotten to speak with him yet. You should go to youtube.com/@volumesnaps if you want to check that out. Or just Google Snaps Podcast. You can find it. Weekend winner, Eric Ingram says Seattle Mariners now in first place in their division after being 10 down just over a month ago. Oh, that's crazy. Emerson Biggins, weekend winner, Lewis Labby with the walk-off home run to win the Little League World Series for California. Shout out.
Yeah, they had to hit a grand slam and then the walk-off home run.
Damn.
Yeah, so it was nice.
Ooh, choke job.
I have a weekend loser.
Yeah,
I have another weekend loser.
The kid that was pitching?
No. No, so y'all mentioned Louisiana Tech earlier getting a win against Florida International. But Florida International's offense, now they had 182 yards of offense, but their running back Shamari Lawrence had 139 of those yards.
Wow.
Outside of him, the person with the most offensive yards was Antonio Patterson with 17 yards rushing. Their quarterback, Grayson James, 5 of 14 for 4 yards passing. That's what they did through the air. He went 5 of 14 for 4 yards. So weekend loser, the Florida International offense.
Yeah, that's got to be the lowest yards per attempt I've ever heard of in an actual game. What's 4 divided by 14? That's fantastic.
3-something.
No, you're doing 14 divided by 4.
That's you're
4
right.
divided by 14. No,
You're
we're
right.
we're
we're well short. You're right. I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. My God, because even that's bad.
No.
0.285.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's a YPA right there, baby.
No, so 5
I'm
guys
looking at
called
this. I
passes.
didn't realize it was that bad. I'm looking at the box score right
Yeah,
now.
I know,
5
right? I was
guys.
kind of watching the game out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, they're winning. I can't fathom.
I only
those
watched
actual numbers.
when Tech was on offense.
Their leading receiver was Josiah Miamin, who had all 4 yards receiving. Chris Mitchell, 2 yards receiving, 1 catch.
Hell
2
yeah.
guys on the team had 1 catch for 0 yards. And then Dean Patterson, 1 catch for -2 yards. Those were their receiving numbers.
Why are you laughing at Dean like that?
I just those are horrible stats.
Yeah.
Weekend winner, Bilbo says LSU track and field 6 medals in the World Championships of the weekend. Sha'Carri taking home 2 golds and a bronze. Mondo Duplantis scores taking home gold. Javon Harrison gets second in the high jump. And then who's Vernon? He's the 400. I just figured I generally rely on you for general sports knowledge.
No.
Well, I just feel like I'm showing disrespect to a world champion from LSU now, so I apologize. I'll figure it out.
I did like the clip of the track champion that won the title of world champion. And he's like, no, this is like actual world champion, not like in the NBA when they have world champion when it's really you're the champion of the United States.
Yeah, I want to play that clip in hour 3 from Noah Lyles and kind of because I think there's some discussion there, right? There is actually some.
I mean, it's factual what he said because there's other leagues across the world that have teams that play that you technically don't know. Like, yes, we assume Golden State would beat Barcelona in basketball, but to his point, you don't know.
Not if Nikola Mirotic has anything to say about it.
Vernon Norwood is the gold. Thank you, Bilbo, the gold medal winner. He got the 4x400 gold, and then got 4th in the 400-meter final. Shout out to him. Yeah, whatever. We can discuss. We'll revisit Noah later on. When we get back, let's talk about who Brian Kelly chose to hand these numbers to. Before we go to break, though, I do remind you to go to AccuTemp Baton Rouge, AccuTempBR.com. Service to the highest degree is kind of their core ethos over there. And honestly, when you work with AccuTemp, that is going to be the thing that jumps out at you first and foremost, right? Like normally setting up a time for this stuff, Jake, is so annoying. Where it's like, you have to be home between this time and this time. We might show up here. And it's just like, oh my God, dude, do I work for you? Like I need you to work for me. And at AccuTemp, it just could not be further from that experience I just described. They're absolutely fantastic. You're going to be blown away. And the time is now. Make sure you avoid any catastrophic issues by maintaining and checking on your system regularly. You can ask about the Star Club membership while you're there as well. Go to AccuTemp Baton Rouge, AccuTempBR.com. All right, LSU, when we get back.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street. The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we...
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Monday's AFR, presented by Relief Windows. It's game week. Brian Kelly meets with the media to preview LSU Florida State. We'll let you hear everything the coach has to say. Join us, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. It's been a while. Still, okay, turn it up. Just turn it up a little bit right now. This right here. Keep it loud. This is how Notre Dame fans feel on this Monday. Now, like the emotions that you have going through you right now are exactly how Notre Dame fans feel.
Just Photoshop Sam Hartman's face onto the Creed guy
That's
at
what
the
I'm
Cowboys
saying.
game.
That's what I'm saying. Or just like, you can turn down a little bit now, but yeah, just Photoshop like Sam Hartman's picture like floating through the clouds, right? With like a Catholic priest on one side, Joe Montana on the other.
Prince
Maybe
Eric.
like Lou Holtz or something. I don't know what Notre Dame. Touchdown Jesus standing there in the background. Good day to be an Irish fan. Good day to be a Tiger fan, as you're going to play in a game on Sunday night that I'm predicting is going to do 10 milli, boys. Last year did 7 milli.
Yeah.
Top 10 matchup this year. Way more interest, way more hype. College football seems to grow year over year. I'm calling my shot. 10 milli viewers at its peak. Well, no, I'm going to go, was 7? I think 7 was the average last year. Either way, it's going to be a massive game. Good time to be a Tiger fan. And, and this is the point of the year. Camp is done. Season's about to begin, where you hand out numbers, specifically the number 18 and the number 7. Of course, we have the king of 18 here on OTB. Here's some video of Brian Kelly announcing which LSU Tigers will be wearing these legendary numerals.
We have 2 jerseys that we like to give out within our program, and they represent some of the history associated with LSU. The first jersey is number 18. This year, the number 18 will be worn by great playmakers throughout the history of LSU, has worn the number 7. He's from the state of Louisiana, and he's a playmaker, maybe in a different way. But this year, number 7 goes to Will Campbell.
Yeah. Remember when you told me you wanted to wear 7?
Yeah, man.
Shout out my dog, BJ.
No, I was not expecting this at all.
There you go, man. So Mekhi Wingo, number 18. Kelly would later say, the number 18 has great historical significance in our program. It's a number that has national championship significance. With Matt Malk wearing it in 2003 and leading LSU to its first snap title since 58, he passed it on to Jake Hester, who won national championship in 2007. It's worn by a player who represents the trait and spirit associated with the successful program, and that's Mekhi. He would later also hand 53 to Lance Hurd, saying 53, once worn by T-Bob Aber, a utility interior offensive lineman that lost the national championship, really represents the sort of undersung effort that we want to celebrate here on this team. So shout out Lance Hurd as well. Jake, Mekhi Wingo joining the club, dude. How are we feeling about it?
Do we have video of him in the
No,
53?
I couldn't find video on
Okay.
either the Hester or T-Bob quotes, which is weird, but, you know, I don't know.
Okay.
Blame Matt Turnquist.
Oh, that's too good. Look, I love Mekhi Wingo. We've probably talked about him more than any player this offseason, I feel like, T-Bob. And last year, I mean, we would sing his praises for what he did, how many plays that he played, grading out as high as he did, and stepping up when Mason Smith went down.
Yeah.
Mason Smith was the headliner on the marquee, and we understand why. And then here comes Mekhi Wingo. And again, when he was a transfer, no one really celebrated it, even though he was the highest rated transfer in last year's transfer class. And I'm left hand up, like me as well. Like I wasn't in there. Like I didn't know that he was going to be the player that he was. And if I'm not mistaken, Taylor's usually the one that does a really nice job of this. I think the first transfer to get the honor of wearing number 18.
Yeah, he is. Absolutely.
That's a big deal. And and maybe like when we were having those discussions, I wasn't quite sure how that was going to work out. But I'm glad that it did, because if you've ever had a conversation with Mekhi Wingo, he is an incredible young man. Hopefully we can get him on the show here this week or next week to kind of talk about it. But he is the ultimate team leader. He's a guy that doesn't say a whole lot. I mean, he even said it in his video that I saw on social media, but he is certainly a leader on this team. He stepped up last year maybe more than any player as far as what the preseason expectation was to what it was by the end of the year. We're talking a true All-American. It's to have it on B.J. Ojulari and even going back to Damone and then now having it on Mekhi, like, it's on dudes. It's on guys that you count on, which I can always appreciate. And I'm glad it's one guy. I am. Like, I wasn't quite sure how I felt about two guys getting it kind of back and forth. I'm like, okay, well, maybe I can make a case for it. Now that we've had it where it's one guy, I appreciate the fact it's one guy wearing 18, and it's a guy that certainly deserves it. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he could do in this first game because, yet again, he's going to be counted on to have to step up because Mason Smith is not going to be in that game. They're going to talk about it before the game. It's going to be a storyline that they probably go back to numerous times during the broadcast. And number 18 is going to be right there in the middle of that defense, back in the trenches where my man Benny Logan once wore it as well.
Shout out Smoke. And probably, just as impactful to that Florida State game, maybe more so, is going to be number 7, handling Jared Verse and the rest of that Florida State D-line on the edge, protecting the blind side, and that is Will Campbell. One interesting thing, and really probably the most interesting out of all of this to me, is that Brian Kelly has done a little spin on the number 7 where he wants that to now be given to the best player from Louisiana, right? So we've seen the concerted effort to embrace the boot from Brian Kelly and in-state recruiting, and they've had incredible results thus far in terms of securing the top players in the state. And this is just in keeping with that, right? Whether it's bringing in transfers that had to leave and now to come back, or continue to snag kids out of high school. It's kind of making it more of a Louisiana first sort of tradition. So shout out Will Campbell. Shout out Mekhi Wingo. Caroline Fenton next here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done, or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you.
Pop, pop.
What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile. on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
It's Hunt. Join me for a Monday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. We will have Brian Kelly press conference quotes, and it's game week. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. It's going to be a new segment every single Monday here. We welcome in former LSU grad. She's now holding down in Nashville doing radio. Also joining Jake on the serious squad, that is Caroline Fenton. Caroline, what's up? How we doing this morning?
I'm great. Happy to be on with y'all. Pumped for every Monday with you.
Yeah, hell yeah. Thank you for doing this. I think our idea for this, kind of like a little SEC preview. We know how passionate you are about SEC football and all football, I suppose, for sure. But yeah, I remember being pretty blown away watching you and Jake go toe-to-toe when it comes to the Southeastern Conference. So we'll start there, Caroline. I don't think we really, well, actually, you know what? No, since you're in Nashville, give us one Vandy take coming out of Saturday.
Not nearly as impressive as I expected to be by the Vanderbilt offense. I mean, that's what I heard all throughout training camp was maybe the defense might struggle going into the season, but the offense is going to be up-tempo. It's going to be much improved. A.J. Swan coming into his second season, and he looked really matured from his first true freshman season, but not really what I saw on Saturday night against Hawaii.
Yeah, I was very disappointed. I thought they were going to come out last year. I mean, they dominated that game. And then I'm like, okay, you won 5 games. You beat Kentucky and Florida in back-to-back weeks. That just doesn't happen at Vanderbilt. But, Caroline, they couldn't run the football. I mean, it was 1.8 yards per carry against Hawaii. No disrespect. But if that's what you do against that front seven, I don't have high hopes against the rest of the SEC.
And Vanderbilt doesn't have a whole lot of time to settle in and get acclimated. If Vanderbilt wants to make a bowl game this year, which is what Clark Lee has said over and over again, postseason play is this team's number one goal. Well, they're going to have to win at least 3, if not all 4 of their first 4 games of the season, their non-conference games. So if they get off to a slow start this season, like we saw against Hawaii, I don't think that postseason play is in the realm of possibility at all. Now, that's just 1 week. I'm not overreacting to week 0 or one single game against Hawaii, but that game against Wake Forest could swing, a 6-win season versus a 5-win season. So didn't love what I saw from Clark Lee's squad in week 1, but also maybe Jimmy Chang has just turned things around at Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dark horse CFP contender, calling it now. Week 0 overreaction.
No, that's Notre Dame, and it's a lock. Notre Dame is a lock for the playoff. We already discussed it earlier. Caroline, when you look at the SEC schedule this weekend, there's no doubt LSU, obviously, the draw comes Sunday night with the top 10 matchup against Florida State. But there's some kind of sexy Power 5 matchups first in here, right? Little UNC, South Carolina action Saturday night. Okay, I'm into that. Florida, Utah, obviously going to try to follow up on the classic that we were given last year. When you look at this weekend's schedule, what games are you most looking for? Tennessee, Virginia in there? What games are you most looking forward to?
I have to be honest, this week one slate kind of stinks. Like, Florida State LSU is far and beyond the best game of the week. I think that between Florida State and LSU and Texas, Alabama, those two games I think are the best out-of-conference matchups of the season. Florida-Utah will be interesting just because it's Florida and it's Utah, but I don't expect much from Florida this season, so I don't really know how competitive a game that's going to be. And, like, Virginia, Tennessee, like, if we're really pulling us out of being one of the best matchups of the week, like, I think that says more about the slate than it does that game. But Florida-Utah is definitely going to be one of the games that I'm circling to watch just to see, how does Graham Mertz settle in his first game in Florida? Is Florida actually going to be the 5-7 team that we kind of all expect them to be, or are we going to be a little bit surprised about what this team can be? But overall, I mean, it's LSU, Florida State, and I don't even think it's all that close. And that's not an LSU take. That is simply just a college football take. Like what? Colorado, TCU?
Yeah, no, look, it's going to do numbers. It was one of the highest rated games last year on a Sunday night. No NFL to go toe-to-toe. It's going to hit 10 million, I believe. So it's objectively, all LSU glasses off, it's going to be fantastic. I'm someone who, the more you learn about Florida State, the more intimidating a prospect it becomes for the Tigers. Where do you stand in kind of breaking this game down? Do you think, do you agree with LSU being the favorite here?
I do. I do agree with LSU being the favorite, just with how much retention this team has from last year. And look, Florida State is in the same boat. Like, I think that these two teams are so equally matched going into this season. To talk about, LSU returning so much offensive production, well, so is Florida State. And LSU's returning some of their top defensive players, well, so is Florida State. I just look at what LSU and Florida State were able to do this past season, and yes, I think Florida State maybe overachieved last year, but still Florida State didn't beat a single ranked team on their schedule this past season. And LSU had several, not just ranked wins, but marquee wins on their schedule. So I think that LSU is just going into this game a little bit more prepared, and losing Mason Smith is obviously a huge loss. And I don't want to undermine the Mason Smith effect and what he brings to this defense, the energy he brings to this team as a whole. But LSU was able to win 10 games this past season without Mason Smith. And now I'm looking forward to seeing how the rest of the defensive line can step up in his absence week one.
Speaking of stepping up, which position group, Caroline, do you think for LSU has to do that in this game against Florida State and then beyond? Like, they have to continue to grow throughout the season because they do return a lot, but there's still some positions that have question marks.
I think it's got to be the offensive line. I mean, I look at this Florida State defensive line. I mean, returning Jared Verse, who is far and beyond their best defensive player, had 9 sacks this past season. The offensive line is going to have to do their job to, one, create holes in the run game, because I think that this offense is going to be successful when they can successfully run the ball, and they're going to have to protect Jaden Daniels. And I can talk about the secondary, how the secondary is going to have to step up for this Florida State passing attack, and that's 100% true. But I think that this is going to be a game that's, won and lost in the trenches. And I think it really comes down to the offensive line, creating holes for the run game and giving Jaden Daniels the time to go through his progressions and find his target. So it really comes down to me, the offensive line. And look, Mike, that's probably true for every game this season when it comes down to the O-line and the D-line.
Jake, do you have anything else on LSU Florida State? So I've got a little question I could pose to both of you.
Okay, let her rip.
UNC, South Carolina. Which quarterback is under more pressure going into this, Drake May or Spencer Rattler?
Ooh.
Yeah, boys. That's called sports talk. How about that?
I'll go Drake May. Just because I think you going into the season with far more expectations, whether it's fair or not. I think that the shine is off the apple with Spencer Rattler. I think we as a college football society kind of know what we're going to get from Spencer Rattler, and that doesn't mean that he can't exceed expectations this year. But Drake May is going into this season with legitimate Heisman hopes. Drake May is going into this season with maybe being a top 2, top 3, top 5 pick in the NFL draft. Let's go Drake May.
I'm going to go Drake May, too, because Spencer Rattler last year, he had some ups and downs, but the team kind of rallied around him, and I think there's more playmakers around him. When you look at Drake May, their defense was awful last year. I think they were 121 in total defense, and so they won 9 games a lot of times because of Drake May. They won the Duke game because of Drake May without question. Like, he led that comeback, and he's got to be that guy every single week, T. And so for me, it's got to be Drake May because I think even if Spencer comes out there and he doesn't have his fastball, you still have playmakers around him. He might have one of the most underrated receivers in the SEC that he can still – they'll use now screens, they'll use tunnel screens, they'll use all these things that aren't difficult throws. And so even if he doesn't have his best stuff, they can still win. Drake May has to be Superman for North Carolina to try to win 9-10 games.
Who wins?
I still like South Carolina.
I mean, they have to, right? If they're going to be as good as everybody thinks they're going to be, like it's all on the line this weekend.
The East, like that portion of the East and Carolina, I'd love to get your opinion on that. South Carolina, Tennessee, and Kentucky, like they feel like that group is so similar to each other. And I know Tennessee went above that group a year ago, but when you look at those teams, like that is going to tell a large story of the SEC. I think Tennessee is not they're going to be a better team maybe, but not have as many wins because it feels like South Carolina and Kentucky and even Mizzou to some extent are kind of right there and they're just going to beat up on each other.
It does seem like it's a very mucky middle, really with the entirety of the SEC. I mean, it's Georgia sitting up in its ivory tower, and then the top of the West kind of seems like it could be cannibalistic, the middle of the SEC East. I think there's a very clear case to make for Kentucky, Tennessee, South Carolina. I can't go as far as to say Missouri, but those 3 teams to be the second best team in the SEC East. And I wouldn't be surprised if a game or 2 separates 2, 3, and 4 in the East.
Caroline Fitton at Caroline Fitton 1 on Twitter. She's on every single day in Nashville, 11 to 2. Sirius XM. What is the Sirius schedule yet, Caroline? Do you have it nailed down, set in stone?
It's different every week, but this week I'll be on with your boy, Aaron Murray, from 2 to 5 Central on Sirius XM SEC Radio.
There you go. Wow, what an incestuous little crew we have here as everybody just swaps partners back and forth from show to show. Caroline, thank you so much, and we look forward to chopping up some actual football next Monday. Let's go.
You guys are the best. Looking forward to talking about an LSU victory on Monday, hopefully. Let's get it. I'm done.
Tell them.
Thanks, guys.
It's called crowd work. Appease everybody hanging out in the chat right now. All right, when we get back, let's wrap up hour number 2. We got Hold the Mayo coming up for some spread lines in hour 3. Keep it locked on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. The place where you can get exactly whatever you and your family needs, right? And I mean, in multiple facets, right? If it's a budgetary price issue, well, they got the best deals, right? I've gone in there with just a number that I felt comfortable per month spending, and then I found, like I said, a vehicle that works. If it's a style thing, right? You want to customize the vehicle whichever way you want. You can do that. You can actually do it right on the website, or you can go in and tell them what you want, right? Maybe it's a new vehicle, Toyota certified used vehicle. Maybe you need a rent. Either way, it's a one-stop shop. And it's all there off of Airline Highway. They're the best. Go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.
Yeah, go to that website today. You can buy new, certainly. You can lease. Everything's available, and also rent where everything is available. We're talking full fleet, not just 3 to choose from. Midsize, full-size SUV, truck, sedan, hybrid, you name it, is available in that rental process. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Make this summer your backyard party year with Chris's Specialty Foods. Wings, burgers, brisket, steak, and boudin, plus great Cajun side dishes. We do all the prep, and you enjoy laughing with friends and family. Chris's Specialty Foods, Millerville, New Orleans, Prairieville, and Frisco.
Everybody loves Chris's authentic Cajun meat.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks
have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP on new 23 Ram 1500 trucks, all with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walker.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCoRoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Monday's AFR, presented by Relief Windows. It's game week. Brian Kelly meets with the media to preview LSU Florida State. We'll let you hear everything the coach has to say. Join us, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back. OTP. Bama Gup in the chat getting fired up for a little Alabama, Middle Tennessee on Saturday. Could have been me. I play a real schedule. Okay? An actual good team. Imagine that, Georgia, Alabama. Pretty hot Saturday for Alabama, though, boys, as the entire college game day crew hitting everybody with a not so fast, my friend, on UGA, LSU, and everyone else still choosing the Tide as their SEC champion.
I was surprised by that. There's this back-to-back national champ that's just sitting there taking all those notes in. Kirby last year had his team believing they were the underdog against TCU.
Yeah.
It wasn't fake, because I'm having conversations with them on air and off the air. And I was talking with Brock Bowers off the air, and I'm like, dude, come on, bro. Like, do y'all really? He's like, no, like they beat Michigan. They've got playmaker here. And it's like, dude, like this man has y'all believing y'all are an underdog. So now Kirby's seeing that, and he's loving every second of it.
Yeah.
I mean, Kirby, he's got that on every board that you possibly can have. And so there's that portion of it, the Georgia portion. And then, hey, Alabama didn't win the West last year. Alabama was a better team last year than they were this year. They had better playmakers at quarterback, edge rusher, two of the most important positions, right? You lose a left tackle. That's probably the third most important position. So this, to me, feels like, well, they didn't win it last year. They didn't win it 2 years ago. Certainly Nick Saban and Alabama's do. That it feels like almost like a cautious, like, I don't want to be on freezing cold takes. let me go ahead and get out in front of it.
If we look at Bama's history, and I'm going to try to do this off the top of my head, but if we look at Bama's history, is that out of line? Like, I guess I think about, like, okay, post-2011, they kind of had, I don't want to say a down couple of years. Remember the game where they lost the Sugar Bowl to Oklahoma, and maybe it was McCarron or McGrath? Maybe my years are even getting confused. I just feel like there were times there where they were, like, so whatever year they lost the Sugar Bowl to Oklahoma, I remember the coach coming out of that being like, there's a lot of guys that basically weren't here for the climb, and that maybe kind of felt a little fat and satisfied, had lost a little bit of that edge, and then they had to re-find it. So, I mean, if you look at the Saban era, hasn't it been some of the less heralded teams that ended up making it to the Natties?
I get what you're saying, and benefit of the doubt plays because of what they've done. I understand that. But also, college football is completely different than it was in that time, and it has changed, and there's new rules, and you can bring different players in. So where they had some advantages in the high school recruiting, like that's an advantage, but not nearly as big as it was back then. And you lose both coordinators and quarterback and starting over. It's not to say that they won't be a good football team, because I think they will. But for everyone to jump on this year feels weird because of all the things they lost, all the things that are new. They've got a Texas game week number 2 where you better have your quarterback situation figured out by them, because they've got theirs figured out, and they do have some talent. And the rest of the SEC, like around you, feels like it's improving. Certainly LSU is. LSU last year beat you. LSU's a better football team than they were a year ago. So it's just interesting pick to choose Alabama, in my opinion, when you have a Georgia who is now the standard of college football, and then an LSU team that beat Alabama with Bryce Young and Will Anderson. I know it was at home, and that matters in that series, but
Well, isn't it weird in the LSU Alabama series that like actually LSU never wins in Baton Rouge? Like I think LSU only ever wins in Tuscaloosa. Like last year was the exception. If we go back and look at it, Taylor, you would probably know better than I would.
If you think about it, it's the natty years, all odd years, and that's the years LSU's in Tuscaloosa. 07, 2011, they beat them in Tuscaloosa. 2019, they beat them there. 03. I mean, you do a better job historically in Tuscaloosa.
I want to say your last home win would have been 2010.
Yeah, I think so.
Before last
year. So, here's hoping that streak continues this year. You know what else is going on, Jake? I feel like I was pretty early on in the doubting Carson Beck not being Bennett and Munkin, but now, like, it seems to be kind of the hot, I don't know, it seems to be bandied about everywhere now.
That what?
That's going to hold Georgia back, where I feel like earlier in the offseason it was all like, Georgia's going to roll, and now a lot of the lead analysts
Put
coming
some respect on Todd Munkin's name.
Yeah, what you've been telling you. Try to tell you. We'll see what happens. Hour 3 next. OTB, LSU Hype Video.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
DraftKings Sportsbook app. The DraftKings Sportsbook app is back, baby. And
yes,
right now, college football is back. You bet, if you sign up for DraftKings for the first time, use the promo code Baton Rouge, all one word. You bet $5 on any college football game. You get $200 in bonus bets instantly. And as always, you got all your same-game parlays and multi-game parlays for, whatever the returning customers. Jake, you betting on anything this weekend?
Oh, absolutely. Remember, you can still get win totals in as well for those teams that have not yet played. So go ahead and check those out. If you have some of your favorites, you can place that bet. Certainly, you can put that parlay together. Look, it is fully back. You can go ahead and bet on some of those NFL lines that are already out. Everything available right there on the DraftKings app.
Yeah, now there's DraftKings Sportsbook here in Baton Rouge as well. Go check it out. You must be 21 or older, physically present in Louisiana. Select pairs only. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility. Deposit restrictions apply. Terms to sportsbook.draftkings.com/football. Terms licensing partner Golden Nugget. Lake Charles. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-428-2537.
Bayou Ford has $8,000 off MSRP, plus 1.9% financing on new 23 Ford F-150 XLT trucks, along with Bayou Ford's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance jobs, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. I think we're rocking and rolling.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Good morning, everybody. It is 9 a.m. on Monday, August 28th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect cloudy skies with a high of 96. Coming up on OTBOT, Holden Mayo joins the show at 9:15. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, 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 what's happening, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. I was perusing a little New Orleans football final 53 roster projections. Jontre Kirkland, nowhere to be found. Looks like Shaq Davis and Keith Kirkwood are kind of the inflection point there. But again, it doesn't matter for Kirkland because what this was a. I mean, I think he played awesome, and we all know about the value of substitutes. But whatever, the point is, he put great tape out there for all 32 teams last night. So Jontre Kirkland, I do think, got himself an NFL job somewhere, even if it's not here in New Orleans. Maybe the most interesting thing jumping off of these projections, Andrus Peat. Kirkhofer and Underhill leaving Andrus Peat off that final 53, which he didn't look great last night. He's been injured all of camp. Hurst has already passed him up. It's certainly now you're not. I don't think you're. I'm pretty sure when he renegotiated his contract, it was all guaranteed money. So I don't think you're actually going to save anything. I could be wrong in that though. I'm just going very surface level here, but just something to keep an eye on. When will we have the 53? After today?
Tuesday, I believe.
No, it's Tuesday.
Oh man, they just make people hang out for an extra day
so
on top?
Typically, the way the NFL used to do it, you had your final preseason game on a Thursday,
Yeah.
You knew by the weekend, you knew by Saturday. Like teams that did it past Saturday, that's just scummy to me because it gives you an opportunity to go get on another roster.
Yeah.
And you would know by the weekend. And like Monday, we would have like set right now, 53 set.
Yeah.
And so now, can you imagine hanging out until Tuesday?
They made us do another workout in St. Louis. I remember that.
I mean,
we had to go do a workout, and then after the
even
workout,
that's a little scummy.
Chill in the locker room while the angel of death came and tapped you on the shoulder.
I guess everybody does it a little different, but that's a long time, and you want to get it done as soon as you can. If you're a player, like if I'm not going to make the team, tell me so I can go out there and have an opportunity to hop on another roster. When I got released by San Diego, like Carolina wanted me to sign, but San Diego hadn't yet turned it into the league office or something. And so they were waiting. They moved on to another fullback, brought him in because the paperwork or something wasn't in time. And then I didn't sign again until like 6 weeks later. Damn. 6 weeks of – now, I'm glad I ended up in Denver, not Carolina, because I got to play with a really good team and the sheriff and all that. But that's how that timing kind of works out.
And then look, man, football is back. Do we have that LSU? Can you look up that LSU hype video and get it ready to roll for us, Taylor, as it's all getting underway this Sunday? And I forgot what I actually wanted to talk about here. So let's go ahead and play that hype video and see if they're getting us fired up for Sunday against FSU.
We all came here for the same reason.
We're not here to just be a little bit better. We're here to win the national championship.
This game brought us together. We were all drawn to Louisiana with a common goal. To get to our goals, it starts today. To get to our goals, we have to win every day.
All you can control is when I get my opportunity, I'm going to help us win. Go!
We're no longer about being good. That's not good enough this year. We're no longer about sneaking up. It's better to be sought after. We're no longer just meeting expectations. It's about setting a standard.
Go!
It's about becoming elite. This is where we come together. This is where we lean on our traits, where we prepare the right way, follow our process, make the right choices, so we get the right outcome.
Lock in on one play. This play. I want guys that play with their heart and their pads. Those are the guys I'm looking for. You already got yourself to this point. Let's finish this thing off.
A decision must be made. Is good enough? Or is there more out there?
Are you here for elite? Then let's go.
Are you willing to do what it takes to become elite?
Okay, that was pretty damn good, dude. So obviously they're from the theme. What I like is when teams don't shy away from great expectations, right? Championship teams are able to lean into it, to deal with that pressure, to digest it, and then embrace it. And it seems, that's the theme of the entire video. I like hearing about focusing on, one play, as kind of that's one of my core tenets of really life in general, but especially football, is the one snap and clear, right? Narrow your focus to what's immediately at hand. Overall, I'd say it was solid, man. A very good video to start. All we need is a little, you need like a little rap montage at the end to just add the swag factor, which I guess generally you do. I don't know if they still do it, or maybe that's only after the game when you have highlights from the last game to play.
It's usually like the narration, and then you get to the video highlights music. portion of it. But
who was a narrator? I know I should probably know off the top of my head. Do we know?
I mean, was it Greg Brooks? I mean,
It kind of sounded like Greg Brooks. He did a good job, whoever
yeah,
it was.
it was. It was very, very well done. I do love the fact, though, that they are embracing the expectation. You have to at a place like this. You have to. And last year, 6.5 wins, and is LSU going to be any good? And then you certainly you crush that. I mean, you get to 10 wins, you get to an SEC championship game. But I love hearing Brian Kelly talk about the expectations and wanting all of those expectations. And like when the SEC and how many games should we play? He wants to play all the games and wants to play all the best teams, and it feels like it is authentic and not something that's forced. So I love all that. And yeah, LSU, there's no longer sneaking up on anyone. I mean, you are going to be circled on everybody's schedule, including Alabama. Like Alabama fans, Tennessee beat them last year, but that game is circled. LSU's coming to us. They beat us last year. They rushed the field, all that, right? And we know LSU means more to Alabama than Tennessee has for a very long time now. So that is the game. Every game you play, including this first one, you're going to be circled on every team's like, hey, this is the one we got to get.
Yeah.
Because you don't play Georgia, and I would argue like every time they play somebody, that is that team's biggest game of the year.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Maybe, I mean, Florida State, Clemson, maybe because they're in the ACC, but I still think it's LSU.
Either way, again, it's the same thing that Jay Johnson has talked about with his baseball program forever, right? You don't shy away from what you're expected to do here. You know exactly what you're getting into when you take this job. It's championship or bust. Brian Kelly knew it from day one. The process is now ready to enter year 2. A lot of that video really about the process and about the daily actions that are going to get you to where you want to be. And we're going to find out if this team's ready or not this Sunday. Be elite, like he said. Be elite. Because if you lose Sunday, again, like we said, you're more than likely, it's not to say you still can't put together a good year and do things that are cool and memorable, but your ultimate goals are more than likely dashed off the bat. Like, it's all coming down to a huge die roll on Sunday, and I cannot wait. It's going to be fantastic, especially after after a full day of Saturday of taking and watching other college football to kind of lead up to the true main event.
And this will be the last year, I think, that we have a feeling like this about an opener because we have a 14 playoff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We're going to have a 12-team playoff moving forward. Now, we'll care about this game. We'll watch this game. We'll break it down from every angle before the game. But the stakes will never be this high again unless something changes, unless we go back to an old system, which I don't think we'll ever do. The stakes will never be as high in a season opener. You have to win this game. Yeah. If you don't, it's almost impossible to go through the SEC undefeated. Now, Georgia, the fact that they've been able to do it is remarkable. But you have to win this game if you want to get to the ultimate goal, which is to play and win a national championship. And so, like, enjoy this. Enjoy this feeling that you have right now in your stomach, the nerves that you have, because you might not ever have it again to start a season for a season opener. Even against USC next year, you won't have the same feeling because you're like, you know what? We want to win it, obviously, but if we lose, we can have even another loss and still be okay and find ourselves in a 12-team playoff.
I agree. And we're going to continue to break it down all week long. Coming up next, let's get into some spread lines with our guy, Hold the Mayo.
OTB, OT.
CentralPlumbing.org, CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552. Plummet yourself if you want. You go to Central Plumbing Showroom and get get whatever parts and everything you need. But, it's just not worth it. It's just too hard. Plumbing is. So go with the people that have been doing it for 50 years. They've got a licensed monitor. They got great flat rate pricing, excellent warranty. I'm always telling you about the Payne family's been in this game, okay? Molded by this game, come up in this game. And so when you need plumbing help, 24/7 emergency service available as well. So weekend, weekday, holiday, it don't matter. You want Central Plumbing, 925-8552, centralplumbing.org.
Give them a call today. Yeah, if an emergency pops up, like even on the weekend, even if you're watching the LSU game, it's Sunday night, it's a little bit late, and you're like, my goodness, I've got to get this fixed. They'll come out then because 24/7, 365 means exactly that. No matter what time you call them, they will be out there to help you fix that problem that you have. 225-925-8552.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch, Hunt Palmer. And after...
It's Hunt. Join me for a Monday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. We will have Brian Kelly press conference quotes. And it's game week. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
You already know. You already know. You already know. That hustler music, young Weezy got that money, hustler music. So ride to it, y'all, vibe to it, y'all. Damn, mix the hit again his head with this one. I'ma paint the city red with this one.
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Every shot. Deb Snow, a.k.a. Hold the Mayo. What's up, Deb? What's going on, man?
Yo, what's happening?
Nothing. What's up with you, man? Spread line, Saints preseason done, RB&R day. LSU coming on the way here. How we feeling, dude?
Feeling good. We finally made it, man. I feel like people don't talk about this enough. Like, that off season, man, it's just so long.
So long?
You know, so many people die. You know, you're just trying to stay alive, really. You know what I'm saying?
Fair point.
And, man, we finally made it. We got another clean slate for Louisiana football. Love you a nice Louisiana clean slate. And, yeah, it's all optimism.
On the phone today, I mean, what are we doing? We're out and about. We're around the city already at 9:15 in the morning. No, spread quarters in the background. Are we upgrading spread quarters still? Is that why we're not on video here, Dev?
No, I wish that's what it was, bro, but you know what it is. I mean, it's Cox, man. Cox is in peak form to start the football season, bro. It's just...
Hey, this is a true story. My Cox internet, so I have two in my house, one like for the radio show and then one for like video games and all that. And the one for the video games and TVs, it's Cox, and it has been out for like the last 5 days, and they can't get it fixed. What in the hell is going on over there?
Somebody else telling me that like my Cox better be fixed by this weekend.
Yes.
So what? This is not working in the beginning of football season.
Just not working.
Dude, this is a Cox tradition. This happens every year at this time.
Yikes.
And it's like, then you go see the Saints hype video before the game where Jameis Winston's talking to the huddle. I can't even focus on Jameis Winston because there's a big old COX in the bottom right of the screen. I'm just like, this is like, this is an oxymoron. You got a really great thing here in the speech, and then you just got, some mediocre things, bro.
Yeah, just a little Cox distracting you at the bottom of the screen. I get it.
Jacob,
I completely understand it.
Jacob, how did you get 2 internets like that, bro? I need to know more about that. How'd you do that?
But yeah, full disclosure. So I've got it hardwired into my office, AT&T fiber, and that is for my Sirius XM show because, look, we got to have that one up. Look, Daddy got to pay them bills, you know what I'm saying? So, like, that one is always good to go. And I started out with Cox because at the time when I moved in, AT&T wasn't yet out at my house. Now they are. Now I got to make the full switch.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good idea, though, to have the one that you can rely on for what's important, and then just have this backup,
Yeah.
Just, I mean, it's Nathan Peterman. That's what Cox is. It's a Nathan Peterman. It's the Nathan Peterman of internet, bro.
Dev, do you have any great Saints takeaways now that we're at the end of this preseason?
Yeah, I do, man. So, shout out Brzee, and I've been one of his biggest doubters. That was awesome. Even him missing the sack and then coming back, you just love to see him all up in the quarterback's barbecue pit. You know what I'm saying? You love that. So, Brzee, Lelos, I think should make this squad somehow. If I got to pick a receiver, I'd probably say Kirkland. Nice to see Foskey show up last night. And, of course, Jimmy Graham, man, definitely a New Orleans Saint, a 2023 New Orleans Saint.
It feels like he might have done something last night to give him an opportunity to make the squad. Like, the Saints roster is hard to predict, Dev, because, like, when you look at tight end, when you look at receiver, when you look at some of these positions, like, you feel like there's players that deserve to be there, but you're, like, trying to weigh the upside to what they've actually shown so far. And so there's going to be some tough decisions, which is a good thing. Like, even quarterback, like, are you going to keep all 3? Because it feels like you'd lose Haener if you cut him. I mean, I don't think you can hide him and get him to the practice squad.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to come down to, like, okay, you got quarterback in the tight end position. One of them, you're not going to be able to keep that extra that you want to keep. Like, for instance, the tight ends, I mean, you got what? Jimmy, Jawan, Foster Moreau. They put Taysom as a tight end, but I don't ever really count that. So I think you're going to probably have 3 real tight ends, and I think it's the ones I just said. I mean, Kroll played good, but Kroll was all over the place, the week before. So I mean, footballs were bouncing off of his face. So I don't see Kroll making the team, even though he had a great performance. I don't see him making the team. He'll get picked up somewhere. And then Haener, man, he was kind of like playing 3 flies in at the end of that game. He had a man crush on Kroll, bro. That was
yes, he did.
Dude, I mean, it reminded me of Drew and Jimmy right before Jimmy got traded. He just was eyeing him down.
Dev, what else is what else has jumped out in spread quarters over there? What other spread lines have been picking your fancy this weekend?
But hey, also real quick, I want to say, like, the gotta goes, man. In my opinion, 2 gotta goes. You really gotta go, man. Pete, you gotta go, brother.
Yeah.
Pete's like an old dog, bro. You know what I'm saying? I've been living with this dude forever, bro, and it's just Tom. You know what I'm saying? And then Traquan, again.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
I mean, it feels like it, yeah. Both guys.
This guy does not want to play football, so.
Yeah, and I'm going to assume number 44. Now, full disclosure, I don't know who that is, but I saw a tweet last night, Dev, where you said number 44 is going to be working at Party City tomorrow.
Yeah, 44 had a rough one. He probably had the roughest one out of everybody last night. And he had such a rough game that you didn't even want to look at his name. It was just 44.
Hey,
I mean, that is how it goes, dude.
Hey, when I was a Saint for a week, I was 44. Shout out.
I mean, that's how it goes, though. One day you're an NFL player, and the next day you're, like, fake selling ads at Guarantee. You know, I mean, that is actually what is on the line.
I love
here.
that it's fake selling ads.
I mean, I had a buddy, Jake Long's little brother, who's my best friend at camp. What's he doing the next day? Stocking shelves at Costco.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
One day you're an NFL player, the next day you're stocking shelves, dude.
Yeah.
It's tough, man.
Yeah, that is incredible, dude. I mean, I said Party City just because that's like a seasonal job. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, hey, look, Party City's going to be popping over the next 2 months. I mean, it's September.
Yeah.
Spooky season is here.
Yeah.
Like, people are getting ready. It's not the wrong take.
No, you could probably make a smooth $4 or $5 grand a month at Party City. You know what I'm saying? If you really get in there.
And I mean, look, they're the only ones because of that weird cash flow. I feel like they're just buying up all these giant empty old malls and buildings and stuffing them full of crap. And it seems to be working, whatever the business model is. Shout out Party City.
There's a couple businesses like that, bro. Like AutoZone too. You know what I'm saying? It's like every time I've ever had to go to AutoZone, it's such a unique experience because usually you don't know if the guy that you're talking to that works there knows more about cars than you do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got to figure out that riddle.
I have the opposite where like any car shop I ever walk into, because I know you used to sling cars, so you do know stuff. I don't know anything about cars. So anytime I walk in, it feels like you walk into like an old school nerd like comic shop, right? Where immediately everybody's kind of looking at you. I feel like a little lamb just wandering into the wolf's den where I'm about to get judged and picked apart for my lack of masculinity.
Yeah, and it's like, how is AutoZone still, maybe just because of NASCAR? Like, isn't that like one of the, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know how AutoZone still run because anytime I've ever went in there and tried to get this guy to help me, he can't, he don't know anything.
That's actually something that I feel pretty passionately about. There's not a bigger lie on the face of the planet than home improvement store employees actually helping you. Like every commercial makes it seem like this guy is going to coach you through exactly how to build this shed. Any question you have, they're going to know the answer to. When it's a lot more of like, I don't actually know, man. Maybe like aisle 18. Go check over there. I'm like,
just because I have this orange vest on doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah, like,
okay,
look, man,
I like the way I look in it. Okay,
I'm just trying to make it, you know.
Bro, they make those guys look like Tim Allen and Home Improvement.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying, dude. And it never works out that way. Every now and then, but still, it's why
you got to go to the local St. Gabriel Hardware. Shout out. Got to go to the local store.
See, local's cool as well, but I feel even less manly going local because those
Really?
guys, the old heads always know, dude. The old heads always know, and then I just feel like such a failure of a generation.
It's like you're what? You don't know how to do that?
Yeah.
Your dad didn't teach you that?
I can't even change my oil, guy. Just relax and help me with whatever I'm asking you about.
You go in a local hardware shop, bro, like, you got to know your screws.
You
do.
You
know what I'm saying?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I feel like such an idiot. I feel like a big bumbling bull in a china shop, no clue what's going on.
That's why you just bring one with you, Dev, and like you don't even say the name. You just try to get a little country accent.
I need more of these.
Hey, say fella. Hey, you got any of these over here? You got any of these laying around here? And then they just look at it, and then you just say a lot of says and fellas and bows, and they just say, yeah, down here, fella. And then it's just a lot of,
Thanks, bro.
That's how you got to do it.
I just go to those places like once a year just to like, you know what I'm saying? Like kind of maybe boost my manhood. You know what I'm saying? You feeling weak, go walk into a local hardware store.
Yeah.
It would feel pretty good if you went and like, and if for once in my life I felt like I wasn't just like disappointing them. Like if I went in and I left and they seemed proud of me, that would be some real validation that I've been looking for.
That is very true too.
It's always something in the hardware shop. Like even when I go to Home Depot, man, it's like I'll try to go there and get some manly stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll wind up with my basket. Like I got like some all-purpose cleaner, like a rag. You know what I'm saying? some Febreze. I got a pack of batteries.
You got an air freshener.
Nothing.
Yeah, other people are walking around with big old pieces of wood. They got to build a tree house. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I don't know, man.
Needed some Windex.
Yeah.
Like, clean
Y'all
the
got any
countertop.
in here?
You have some of those strong paper towels? I need some of those strong paper towels. Actually, the strong paper towels are actually awesome. You know what I'm talking about? The blue ones?
Yeah,
the blue ones are hitting. Dev, what's up? Give me the other spread lines.
All right, so rest in peace, Bray Wyatt, man. I know y'all kind
man.
of briefly talked about that, but, it means a lot to me. And, I've always been a wrestling fan. I grew up in the Attitude Era, which was the greatest time ever. And this dude, for real, for anybody that doesn't know, like he was the reason that I started watching wrestling again.
Oh, wow.
Because it was one of those guys that like they let handle his own creativity. Nobody wrote
Mm-hmm.
to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's only so many guys in wrestling history that had that that opportunity. The Rock was one of them. But dude, this guy was a creative legend. He was the closest thing to the Undertaker. And at 36 years old, bro, that truly the biggest wrestling tragedy since Eddie Guerrero died in 2000. I think it was like 2006, 2007.
Yeah, it's
36,
I mean,
that's brutal.
I've seen some of it through like osmosis. He had like the House of Horrors ride. I saw the pop when he came back recently, and like the Dark Stadium with the lantern and the mask. Like I get all wrestling through basically Twitter osmosis, but yeah, man, too young and too creative for that to have happened.
And that's my whole thing. Like, wrestling today sucks. The product sucks, man. Like, it's just so hard to watch, bro. Like, I always tell this story. I was in Florida for a bachelor party during WrestleMania this past year, and I had 25 dudes around me, and WrestleMania was on. And I tried to put it on, and dude, like literally, I had 25 dudes tell me, "Hey, Devin, look, man, we love you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a great opinion on like a lot of stuff, man, but like we can't sit here and watch this. It's so bad."
Yeah.
So it was just the one guy that was just, I don't know, he's a bright spot of wrestling.
Craig Granger chat says, "Ask Devin what dessert is best with a plate of red beans." Shout out, Craig.
Yeah, what's up, Craig? I don't know, man. I like pie, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like fresh pie. That's what or banana pudding. It's one of the two. Banana pudding really is probably the best.
Yeah, have you ever been to Lee's? That's in Alec, huh? Where is it?
It's a little bit, I think,
It's a
north
little
of
past.
Alec.
Yeah, I can't remember where. I think it's technically Lecomte.
Or is it south?
I heard
I think it's north. I'm not sure, though.
I think it's south of Alec. I think.
Okay.
Either way.
You ever been over there, Dev?
Just the pie place?
Yes, the pie place.
People send me pictures, bro. That looks like a very traditional American staple.
Oh, bro, it is. It used to be an old. They made their way with their ham sandwich, and then later I think they got on like Johnny Carson for their pies or something or another. The history is incredible. The ham sandwich though, still hitting, still absolutely delicious. And is that pie? I got a little coconut and a brambleberry last time I was in.
So wait, it's just a ham sandwich on regular bread, or like French, or what?
No, just like kind of.
You guys send Dev a picture. I mean, it's.
Yeah, I can send you a picture. I mean, it's like a chopped ham sandwich. I don't know how else to explain it. Just really, really well executed. And look, and don't get me wrong, they have like delicious like country. Like the other day it was like turnip greens and yams, or I think like sweet potatoes or something, dirty rice, like country ham. Like they have delicious meals that they cook every day as well. But it's kind of crazy to think this legendary establishment was built on an empire of ham.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I would definitely get the ham sandwich, bro. That sounds fire.
Yeah, you need the ham sandwich. You need to try out a little bit, and then get yourself a pie, whether it's, I think, brambleberry, where they mix all the different berries together. So good. And then, I mean, I love coconut pie. It's my favorite.
Yeah, I love coconut too, man. I'll make sure I get that in September, man. I've been meaning to go to that place, bro. It sounds legendary.
I want to see you got to get up there.
Another
Before
3-1 grader.
I think it closes at 3. And
granted, it's such a trip, bro. It's such a long trip. Dude.
Well, and granted, you're going to have to be going somewhere up there, because otherwise it's going to be quite the drive to just go to Lee's. There ain't much around it.
Right.
It used to be a bit of a rest stop for the weary traveler.
Yeah.
Going through the desert. So.
I mean, dude, that Shreveport trip, bro, that was a rough one. You know what I'm saying? And then just as far as like how long the drive was and staying in these mediocre hotels, but yeah. I got to get out there again. It was all right.
Look, Dev, it is not that far to drive up to the port.
New
city.
Orleans
what, about
is
5
different,
hours?
though. Yeah, it's 5.
About 5
yeah,
hours.
you had that fit. That's too much.
Yeah,
That's when you cross over. 3.5 is where I max out. I can do 3. I've done 3.5 every weekend for like 3 months now.
Monroe is farther than that. You went there this last week.
It's 3.5. No, it's 3.5. Everywhere I go is 3.5. Once you get over 3.5, we're getting too far.
That's why people love to go to Gulf Shores, because it's right there at that limit.
There you go.
Before we start complaining, you know.
Exactly.
So Pensacola, Destin, a step too far?
Oh, absolutely. Destin's way too far, dude. It's just, and it's not better than. Well, even if it is better than Gulf Shores, it's not better enough. It's not better enough for me.
Hey, what are you thinking, Dev? What are y'all coming up on HCM this weekend? Sweet.
I just dropped black and gold RB and All Day pocket shirt this morning, so I got that going on. And then, RB and All Day today. I don't know where I'm going yet. We'll figure that out. But also, September's going to be a big month because not only football, but I'm starting my show. So it's gonna be
Tell people about the show, 'cause I
Yeah.
don't think you've ever told any of us about the show yet.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a Respect Your Body show, and I'm just gonna bring a guest on every 2 weeks. Bring a notable local guest. I got to use my resources, man. There's one thing about me, bro. Like I've never asked anybody of anything, so like I need to start asking people more. Like, hey, man, you know, come on the show.
Yeah.
And basically, kind of just like like Theo Von's podcast, Mike Tyson, Steve O's. It's that same format of like bringing somebody on, talking to them for an hour or whatever about their life, and make sure it's like notable local people, relatable, and I think it'll be good, man.
Theo Von, Mike Tyson, and Steve-O. It's a hell of a trio.
That's the podcast I listen to.
Dem Snow, a.k.a. Hold the Mayo, at Snow Like John on Twitter. RB&R Day today. Video coming out later. Remember, atmsports.com/shop for all your merch. Dev, thank you, brother.
All right, y'all take care. Have a good
See you,
one.
Deb.
All right, when we get back, more OTB.
OTB, OT.
K to Z Windows, baby. Another great new sponsor.
Say no.
Here on Off the Bench. Shout out and welcome to the team. K to Z, and don't worry, man, for all your custom window coverings, be it blinds, shutters, shades, drapery, whatever it is, it's all there at K to Z. Jake, you got a little custom install coming your way, no?
I do. Outdoor patio screen, and I've been telling you about it over the last week, and this is important right now. You want to be outside. You want to watch the outdoor TV. You want to be on that patio. Well, this screen allows you to do that, right? You like keeping your windows open, but you can't because the sun's getting in. It's too hot. You got bugs. Well, this fixes all of that. Motorized. You go out there, you push a button, it comes down, and you can actually enjoy your outdoor kitchen and patio, T-Bob.
Yeah, check it out. It's a Louisiana-based company owned by our guy Brandon Barton, a 25-year vet of the window treatment industry. So go with K to Z for all your window cover needs. K2ZBlinds.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch, Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Monday's AFR, presented by Relief Windows. It's game week. Brian Kelly meets with the media to preview LSU Florida State. We'll let you hear everything the coach has to say. Join us, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Welcome back, OTB. Other things from the preseason game that I didn't talk about yet. Mark Ingram joining Big Noon Saturday's crew.
Yep.
The college football crew that I didn't think couldn't get any bigger just did. And I'm being a little cheeky here because I don't mean bigger in profile. I mean bigger in actual numbers. Remember how they were getting memed last year? Because on like I think it was maybe national championship coverage, they had like 18 seats in there, it looked like. Well, now I guess you're going to have another one in with Mark Ingram as well.
I think he replaces Reggie Bush, though.
Yes.
Oh, so what's Bush doing now?
I don't know.
I just assumed he was joining with Reggie Bush.
No, I think he's replacing Reggie Bush. And the first notable thing that stood out to me, I know Urban has SEC ties, but he's kind of been everywhere, like an SEC voice on Fox.
Yeah, true.
You know,
which is smart, I think, as we prepare for the college football culture wars.
Yeah.
Between the Big Ten and the SEC and the best of the Uber Conference. I think every side's going to want to have a little voice of dissension, even if it's only gets shouted down by the other home team guys. And then, I don't know.
I hope he leans into it, though.
Yeah, I think so.
Like Leinart and Quinn, and I hope like they're talking, SEC, and he's like, yeah, you want to throw up the graphic? Like, I hope and I think he will.
Ingram, yes. Ingram's an entertainer.
Yes.
At the end of the day. And I never thought I was going to like Mark Ingram. And I do. And it's weird because his era kind of, I don't think will be, because when you think about 09, it's not, actually, when did he literally get drafted?
2010. He wasn't on the Super Bowl team.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I didn't think so. Because that's Bush and PT. Actually, Mike Bell. Do we ever talk about Mike
Bell?
We should show Mike Bell more respect.
Was a closer, wore the wrong cleats, and got stuffed on the goal line. But besides that, had a great year.
But the point of it all is, like, I don't know long term where Ingram's legacy with the Saints going to be, but he was so crucial to that critical final, 17-18 run that you had there in the Breeze Payne era, the kind of final last gasp for a championship hope. And I ended up really liking him.
It was a weird departure when he left. Like, they ended up picking up Latavius Murray for almost around the same price tag. And
it was Mark Ingram's agent by not more than he could chew.
Yeah, and Murray was fine, but the combo, like you said, of Ingram and Kamara never really got replicated. Once Ingram got back, he was kind of washed.
Well, and then Ingram also ended up getting, like, what he got from the Ravens, the Saints would have paid him. Yeah. But again, it was just an overstepping, an overplay. You overplayed your hand, right? It happens all the time. One thing I love from this weekend, the NFL 104 commercial. So the 100, did y'all see this was Keegan-Michael Key and everybody? So I thought that maybe we should play the final segment, but I thought that maybe, because I haven't watched a ton of preseason football, I thought that maybe I just kind of missed this, but it seems like maybe this was the weekend where they debuted it, but I don't know. It was actually pretty great. Had Kirk O'Chain's in there being likable again. The summer of Cousins continues.
Yeah.
But actually, you know what? We'll play it. We'll play it next segment, and we can come back with it and then kind of see what we think about it. Mario, I threw this in at the very end. What's going on with BI on Team USA? A lot of thought that he was going to be mellow, and instead he's been a bit of a zero. thus far.
Yeah, it looks like he's struggling. Honestly, haven't been keeping up with this too much. My brain's kind of in football mode, but I'm happy Brandon Ingram's there. He doesn't need to be. Whatever lessons he's learning, hopefully he comes back and
It's
takes
just
the
weird
Pelicans.
because this was an athletic.com headline, not written by a Pelicans writer or anything, just the entire piece about how Brandon Ingram is struggling. And even Steve Kerr's out here talking about, he's not getting, here it is. Brandon Ingram's trying to find his way on Team USA. Quote, it's a little frustrating right now. So
It is what it is. It is. Like I said, I'm just glad he's over there. At the end of the day, what happens in those games doesn't matter. So as long as he learns anything and brings it back to New Orleans, that's a win for me. You know who's not there? It could be
Who?
Zion. So it's good to see Ingram at least out there.
That's true.
Zion. Oh, Williamson. Oh,
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Big Z, bro. Watch out.
Lord
now.
knows what he's doing with his summer. At least
I know
BI
what
is
he's doing with this summer. He's
playing
freaking
basketball.
jacked, dude. Look at him. Our boy's looking good. He's running sprints. Remember that report?
Yes.
Let's
no
go.
video of it yet, but he apparently
That's
was
why I
running
said,
sprints.
report.
He's running sprints, though, dude.
That's what they say.
We're good, man. Relax.
Anthony Edwards has been fun to watch over there, though.
Yeah.
Like he's been somebody that's kind of stepped his game up and taking games over a little bit in that situation against the world's best. And I'm sure, the T-Wolves are the T-Wolves, but I'm sure they enjoy seeing that side of him come out with all those star players. It's good to see him kind of become an alpha.
Yeah, and it's probably a little underrated going into this season. And I think they really got to decide what they want to do with Karl Anthony Towns. I don't know if those guys are the best complement to each other, and Ant is clearly the face of that franchise. So they're an interesting team.
So going into this weekend, I had a big birthday party I had to go to, right? It ended up being very fun. But I had an ear infection coming in. And so Friday, right after the show, what I do, I ran over to Patient Plus, man. I walked in. I had my, because I've created the digital profile because I've been in the past, a couple of clicks on the phone. I'm signed in. I sit down. Hey, I got an ear infection. Check me out. Bada bing, bada boom. You do. Here's some medicine. Get your ass out of here. We're talking like 15 minutes, guys. In, out, done. Feeling better. Ear infection gone. Finishing my amoxicillin. I actually was selling amoxicillin at the party. Made a little extra side cash. Just kidding. Didn't sell any amoxicillin. But the point is, they're the absolute best for all your urgent care needs. Okay, they got locations throughout the city now. The facilities are second to none. The treatment, the service, everything. Patient Plus Urgent Care, patientplusuc.com. You're gonna see the difference. And unfortunately, guys, COVID's going around. So, any testing, treatment, anything like that, they got your back. Does Jimmy Graham make the team? I think so, actually. I think so.
I think the other day, like making those plays, he can still do that. He has a skill set. It's going to be the roster's numbers portion. Like if they have that spot where they can be, flexible with it.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of decisions are made like, hey, this guy can do this in the red area for us. Like we got to keep him. Unless you're like, yeah, but this guy we got to keep the backup because you just don't know. Like the nitty gritty of it, it's unfortunate because you can be deserving of making the team, and it's not even you or your position. It's another position that kind of screws you sometimes.
Yeah, I know, but like looking at the New Orleans football 53-man projections, it looks like the numbers are breaking in a way that would feature Jimmy Graham. But again, that's like with Jonte Kirkland not even being mentioned in any of the wide receiver breakdowns. So we'll see what ends up happening. We'll know over the next
hope they're
couple of
wrong.
days. Yeah, me too. Either way, Spencer P. Zion sprinted. BRB got to refinance my house to bet on a Pels championship.
Pels daddy.
Pels daddy. Which, okay. Oh, that's the video we wanted to play. Noah Lyles. Pels
Oh,
natty.
yeah.
He basically called the
yeah.
NBA Finals a natty.
Yeah.
It's what it is.
Well, we can visit it tomorrow. When we get back, more OTB.
OTB, OT.
All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. Speaking of cars, Jake, you know who does love cars? Like we were talking about it with Mayo earlier. And you know who doesn't make you feel like you're a little dumb outsider when you walk in? All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.
I thought you were going Pixar. Love cars.
No, they do love cars, though.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, actually, you know what? That technically would have been a correct answer.
Yeah.
So maybe it was a bad question by me.
Thank you. But All-Star as well.
Cars 1, good. After that, it falls off pretty hard.
Yeah, it does.
But I've now bought 2 cars
from
All-Star Toyota. Soon to be 3, and they're 2 for 2. Okay, so we're going to try to make it a clean trace for trace. The bottom line is that for any of your vehicular needs, be it new, used, rental, whatever, it's all there for you at All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
Customize that vehicle today. You can do it right there on the homepage of the website. Go to new and then click on Customize that Toyota. Do whatever you want, add, take away, whatever. It is yours to customize. AllStarToyotaBatonRouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walk.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my last dime. Call in Baton Rouge. I'm ready, what you put me on through. Gotta send my love down the
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985.
Join me for a Monday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. We will have Brian Kelly press conference quotes. And it's game week. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
All right, I'm not sure if this is the same one that I saw last night or if they've made multiple ones. See if we think it's funny or not. Here is the NFL's new commercial, about the script read celebrating the 104th season of the NFL.
All right, everyone. Last season was a smash. Ratings gold, but this year's script has to top it. So welcome to the table read for the 104th season of the NFL. Let's get to work. Yes, Jalen.
I thought this was the dress rehearsal.
Oh, sorry.
Week 1, 4th quarter, 3:02 left. Jamar leaps up and makes a no-handed catch.
No hands. How?
I don't need hands. I'll just catch you with my abs. We can call it the abracadabra. Might as well send the ball to Canton now.
What if we wrote the Mahomes character out of the script entirely?
Yes. Wrote him off.
Guys, not cool. Who said that?
She did.
You're an actor, Patrick. Act like one.
Boring.
What if we played shirts versus skins?
I like it, Kirko.
What if we replace my legs with actual wheels?
I love it.
What if Derrick Henry stiff arms a guy into another?
Would it be possible for us to get to page 2?
Okay, I'm kind of, so that was not the one that I saw last night, which had Jason and Travis Kelce's mom on it, talking about writing in a love story with her and Jimmy G.
I didn't see that one either.
Oh, that one's awesome.
Yeah.
It also had Kirko Chains asking, could we write me adding a ring to the mix? So Cousins, a couple strong showings there.
Yeah, I've seen his, about dress rehearsal and his chains as well. There's one out there.
Actually, what a sneaky alpha move by Pat Mahomes as you have Jamar Chase, DK Metcalf, Jalen Rand, all these people trying to win championships, all fully supporting, writing Mahomes out of the script, and then all immediately tattling on the person who
And then you're on
it.
Zoom. You're not even there.
Yeah.
You're like, I'll catch you on Zoom.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Pat Mahomes really, clearly, obviously, we all know this, but flexing on some of the other best in the NFL. I like this commercial campaign, dude.
Yeah.
I'll give it credit. And I thought the script idea was really tired, and it is
Yeah.
from a but
Right.
But it is funnier when done with real players. Abracadabra didn't really land as much. I don't know. But DK Metcalf does have great abs, so I kind of see what they're coming from there. Shut up. Nice job, guys.
Yeah, the NFL typically doesn't have fun, and this felt fun.
Yeah, I agree. And it's further proof that if you ever need anything to be fun, just throw in Keegan-Michael Key, and even if it's poorly written, it at least will be somewhat better. As Jordan Peele's gone on to be this incredible director, and Key just makes everything funnier and better. So shout out both of them. Let's do a little Ask the Bench, brought by Cold Kurzite, Busy Hard Seltzer, and Blue Moon, a Light Sky Citrus Wheat. I don't think I see any questions yet. Oh, Ask the Bench. Could you guys do a better job with color adjustment when you reveal your pasty white legs? They tend to white out the screen like someone turned a spotlight on. Yeah, Jake, you need to, I think they're talking to you there. You need to get that fixed. Maybe get in the sun more. Go touch some grass,
Yeah. I've already said that the lighting in this studio, I can't get behind it. I don't know why I feel like I'm on Broadway right now every day with this spotlight, and then T spotlight's not as bright, and then when he throws the thigh up there, the balance isn't great.
Look at me with my Jimmy Graham. I'm basically just all one white giant block of 80.
You get some ring lights in here? Something. I don't know.
Wow, My Not Friend. That's a very nice poem.
Are y'all excited for Brian Kelly to talk to the media?
No.
Appreciate your
Ask the
honesty.
Bench. Favorite color?
Blue.
Gold.
Red.
I was blue growing up. Now it's green. What a weird.
What color do you hate the
question.
most?
Alabama.
Red.
Red.
Yep.
What are y'all? Bulls?
What? Oh.
Bulls are actually colorblind.
No,
but,
mine's because of Liverpool.
The red flag. Do you know that a fighting bull never sees a human being before the day it's fought?
Did not know that.
OTB. OT.
Was a humid day